Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's your boy Toe Tags. We got a crew tonight. My man Lay steps up in the building. What's going on, Lay? How's everything with you, man?
Chilling right now, chilling, brother.
I hear that, man. Yo, it's finally Thursday. It's finally Wrestle with Knuckleheads, and boy, did we have some bad news on Monday, man.
Yep.
Usually we start this off with we got some crazy news, throughout the week, and we talk about it, and we talk about some other stuff. But this Monday, it was like hard hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
We got show coming. I think show's coming. Gigi can't make it. She's not feeling too well. She's gonna be in the chat though, as she said. So everybody watch out for Gigi in the chat. I'm sure she's gonna be putting her input there. We got Kenny from the Call Up, special guest. Our brother in arms, Kenny. We also got Dave from the Pro Wrestling Podcast coming through tonight. So we're gonna remember Scott Hall. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It was once first and foremost, it's great when he, I'm not gonna say redeemed himself or anything like that. That's stupid. When he got himself clean and everything, and we're able to see him again. We're able to see him being himself, which was great to do. But yeah, man, apparently he broke his hip. Then he went for the surgery. Then he had like 3 heart attacks. And and the body can only take so much, especially a body that's been through so much. So
yeah,
it was. It's crazy to see one. Everybody always forgets how big Scott Hall was because he was always like next to Nash. Scott Hall was about good 6'8", 6'9", almost 300, close to 300 pounds. You know what I mean? It was a big dude. So it's a big frame and it's carrying a lot of weight and miles on it. So you know what I mean?
And as a big dude as he was, he wrestled like if he was like, Bret Hart or Mr. Perfect or any one of those guys he had phenomenal matches with,
Absolutely. He was extraordinarily smooth for a guy that big and that muscular, you can say, you know what I mean? He made it all look easy. It all looked like it was so effortless. And you're just like, there's no way that dude is 6'9", almost 300. That's not possible. It shouldn't be possible. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be possible. But besides, it was legitimately the character that was it. It was the character. It was a toothpick. It was Razor Ramon. I was like, how did you come up with that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the accent, which he had me completely fooled. I go, that's the biggest Cuban I've ever seen, by the way.
Yo, seriously.
Seriously. The biggest Cuban I've ever seen.
Then you grow up and it's like, he just took Scarface.
Yeah, he saw Scarface 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And luckily, you don't get to see that movie when you're younger. And when you do see it, you go, oh, I see the correlation. I get it now. But you just realize, and the funny thing is, even when he wasn't Razor Ramon, he was still cool as shit, man. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
He was just possibly the coolest wrestler ever. You got guys that are badass, and they're badass and cool, and they're funny. And this dude's just literally, all puns intended, oozing cool. You know what I mean?
He would say, oozing machismo.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on, Amy?
Hey, what's up, Amy? So it's a unique thing to see. And the thing I loved his promos was he goes, I'm going to cut you up. And if you know anything about like Florida back then down there, that, slitting throats was a big thing. It was like a message. It was really a Colombian thing, but the Cubans got into that too. So it was like a good correlation. He understood what he was doing.
Yep.
People don't realize that he had a great wrestling mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And and my man, 2-time Hall of Famer with the NWO and as himself and Scott Hall. We remember him as Razor Ramon and Scott Hall, but he also was the Diamond Stud in WCW before Scott Hall.
That was that DDP connection right there. He was looking like Tom Selleck and Magnum, just really massive.
Yeah.
He had the beard. He was, you know what I'm saying? Because he had been around with the NWA in the territory days, Like he went through like 4 or 5 different generations of wrestling, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have it up here. It's he was the National Wrestling Alliance. He was
Mm-hmm.
started out as American Starship.
Mm-hmm.
That was his name.
Mm-hmm.
Under the ring name Starship Coyote. Ain't that some shit? Starship Coyote,
I don't even know what that
1984, 1985.
What does that mean? Like, you just took two names from two places. He said, I like that song and I like that animal. It's like coming up with a porn name.
Oh yeah. And then he was Magnum Scott Hall.
There it is.
In the AWA.
Mm-hmm.
And later Big Scott Hall, which Big Scott Hall makes sense because he was a big dude.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense, Yeah. And it's funny because I remember I was seeing that they named Pete Dunne Butch, right? I want to get to that later because that's a whole nother mess. But when it doesn't correlate to you at all, it's one thing, you know what I mean? But when you make a complete character from the ground up, it's another complete thing. You know what I mean? It's not like you become a wrestler and I just slap, you're Tiny Tim. And you're like, what? Why would you? No, I have my name already. Like, I have my thing. He goes, that's not going to get over. I'm over everywhere, bro. Like, everywhere I go, people know me. Why would I start over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was the weirdest thing when you literally make a refugee, Cuban, drug dealing immigrant one of the coolest things ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would argue that Scott Hall made that shit cooler than fucking Pacino.
I would honestly, because to the masses, to the young kids he was going out there for, you know what I mean? It makes sense. And apparently those fans, and I was one of them, were called Razorheads. I don't like the name, but whatever, whatever works. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I was never able to get any of the props. You know what I'm saying? Like, the phone thing, the chain I could easily got from all of my uncles, but I would have got my ass whooped. They all had gold chains, so you know what I'm saying? The best I had for like school. I remember once, and I don't know why I remember this, but he would walk to the ring and he had that body glove elbow pad that everybody had.
Yep.
So one time I needed an elbow for training. And every time I walk into the gym, I would literally do the razor and just like tuck it towards me. I don't know why that mannerism stuck in my head, but I would walk in and go. And he goes, "Where have I seen that before?" I goes, "Razor Ramon, man. It's just like a habit that got stuck in my head, bro."
Word. What's going on, Dave? What's up, man?
Dave looking like Razor right now with his little 12 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, he needs the little hair curl.
I don't let it grow out that much yet.
There you go.
We got the little. We're trying to get the curl.
Word.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Chilling, man.
Oh shit. So how'd you guys feel, man? When you heard the news?
I was choked up, man. I was like, because you hear stuff, but then when you read that Nash post, that's when it really hit you, because they were like, you know what I mean? I remember somebody goes, "I haven't seen them together in a while." I was like, "You don't have to. They're always together. Trust me." When they do conventions, it's both of them. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I got choked up, man, because Tommy spoke about it before. It's like you literally grew up with the guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're like, you've seen him pretty much. We didn't catch that Tom Selleck era or the Coyote thing, but we caught when he was in the stratosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like we caught him when he came into his prime.
Absolutely, yeah.
Razor Ramon, like you said, was the epitome of cool and wrestling. He was unlike any other wrestler, and he could wrestle with the best of them. Like, my man had great matches with 1, 2, 3 Kid. There's not a lot of people that could do that at that time.
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And man, it was we grew up with the man, and we argued that he made fucking Scarface a lot cooler than Pacino did. I don't know, like I know a little bit, of lines from Scarface, but everyone knows the
"Hey yo." Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even kids nowadays
don't sing it, bring it, the taunts. You know what I mean?
Yep. Throwing toothpicks in people's faces.
Yeah, when he would give the ref the goal, the person the gold, he goes, "Anything happens to this, I'm coming to you. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Look after my gold." And then, I mean, we can only, the ladder match itself is just something completely. It's a different animal of his and Michael's. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That
You
was
know, it was
that's
Bret
one of
Hart's
my
idea.
favorite matches.
It was Bret Hart's idea, but wow, you know what I mean?
They pulled it off though.
Oh yeah,
That was one of my favorite matches of WrestleMania.
that's
That
one
ladder
of my
match.
favorite matches. I think I do top 10 matches of mine, and that's definitely in that mix hard.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was talking about just matches, because I have like a couple of I have just straight matches. Then I have, like gimmick matches, and then I have just like I can watch it anytime.
Oh yeah.
If you tell me you'll crack on that ladder match right now, I will. And I swear to you, if somebody interrupts me, I will get tired. I'll be like, hey, what's history here, bro?
That's right. Shit. Yeah. It's one of the few ladder matches that made sense. They both seem like they didn't know, like, this is the first time there was ever a ladder match. First time they were in a ladder match, and they used it as best they could. And it was still like you could see Shawn on the top of the ladder, like, yo, this might not work. It's wiggling. Well, let me fuck it. Bow. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up because it's like the best way to not have somebody come at you is you tie him up on the ropes and you could get the titles. They didn't have to knock him out, do a swanton, through another ladder, through a table, through the steps and all that other shit. It was a masterpiece.
There was one spot where Razor has a ladder and he's like, he picks it up and he doesn't know it. Then he just like launches it at Shawn, and then you could. That's the same thing you're saying. Like, all right, like I got to do something with it. It's in my hand. You know what I mean? So it's that of the. You can tell the preparation went in, and that match did go over, and it cut into another match time. But when a match does that, and it turns out like that, you can never be mad. I'm not saying you want to get your shine, but what they did leads to the Hardys and Edge and Christian all of a sudden. And I'm not holding that against them because Edge became popular, but it led to that match. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
it set the standard.
It leads to the Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? And by the way, a hidden classic is Benoit and Jericho when they had their ladder match, when it was one ladder, just like they had. They only had one ladder. You know what I mean? Before they introduced 75 ladders and shit that's 3 stories high that Jeff Hardy can murder himself from.
Yeah, it's like when they have a ladder match now, they rent all the ladders from every Home Depot that's in like a 12-mile radius. Fucking just put them around the ring.
Like I look and I go, how does that fit under the ring, son? It's longer than the ring itself.
Yeah, you got a 40-foot ladder and a 20-foot ring. Like, this don't make sense.
Yeah,
the laws of physics cease to exist underneath your ring and shit.
And it just and then of course he was in what had to be the greatest angle of all time, the coming over like you're invading. That was like, I remember when I saw him, I was watching that Nitro and I was like, is that Razor Ramon? And still kind of in character. And I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can. Yeah.
I remember seeing him go in the crowd. I'm like, yo, that's Razor Ramon. And then he comes out and beats him. I'm like, hold on, wait. And he starts talking. He's like, you may know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. I was like, they're invading.
He goes, you know who I am. You know who I am, which of course you do. Even if you don't like WWF at that time, you're like, I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
You don't know why I'm here. And it's funny that there was a match going on and they cleared the ring.
Yeah.
He didn't even do nothing. They all left. And he's like, that's weird.
Yeah, man. Him bringing in Kevin Nash. I was like, yo, they're invading, son. They're invading. Because that whole, the click moment at Madison Square Garden, all that other stuff. I didn't know about that until after because
that's a great thing because the internet couldn't ruin that. That's why kayfabe was so great back then.
Yep.
The internet, like if it happens now, the internet's gonna ruin it. Yeah. Somebody's gonna see them at an airport or something. Like when the Hardys and AJ came, that was so surprising because nobody saw AJ in an airport and fucking wherever the hell that Rumble was on some. Oh shit! Look, it's AJ.
Yep.
And the Hardys was even crazier because they had just wrestled the Young Bucks like the night before. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a good thing about which don't get me wrong, I love the internet, but You ruin a lot of good shit.
Yeah, they do.
You ruin. Sometimes we want to be surprised. You know what I mean? And then you find out the history of the guys that they've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? They got really cool, then they click. And the one person that to me never made sense of that group was Triple H. I didn't understand how he fit because he was not cool. Nothing about him was Triple H has never been cool. Let's be real. X-Pac is kind of cool. Everybody else though, epitome of cool, 100%. Michaels, his own weird, cool, whatever. Diesel. I mean, Kevin Nash clearly.
Bro, the hierarchy was like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Just
and then Triple H down here.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't know how you fit into this group. Like, are you a good accountant or something? Because I don't understand.
I think it was because he was the driver. He was
he carried the bag.
That's right. He doesn't
drink.
He doesn't, you need one of those. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was I found out a while back that he was the one because of him. The wrestlers would get guaranteed contracts because of Scott, not because of Nash or anybody. It was Scott that got his first. Remember, he's the first one that showed up.
He turned a lot of people.
When he got there, he was like recon, and it was like he told Kevin, "Yeah, come through."
Yep. He's like, "Yo, they giving us good money, son. They're giving us good money.
They guaranteed me like 20 mil. Come on through."
Yeah, and that was around the time the WWE couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it's funny. They had some money, but they didn't. They felt like the investment wasn't worth it for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though he was a proven commodity and he was moving merch like a psychopath. What? I mean, he was on Jerry Springer for the love of God. In full Razor gear.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you, babe?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to Razor Ramon, I don't really have that many fond memories of the guy. I have what has been like highlighted. But other than that, never. Yeah. I was born in the 90s, so I never got to see, Razor, in his limelight. But yeah, no. But I agree with you guys are saying. I know a little bit of the history and shit like that, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my knowledge of Razor Ramon. I know that for a fact. I mean, how do you guys feel about him? I mean, R.I.P. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, right? But he was a white guy, right?
Yeah, from Minnesota.
I believe so. Yeah,
he's from Minnesota.
Yeah, from Minnesota. That played a Colombian.
Pretty much. Yeah.
A Cuban. Okay. Do you guys think that would? Just a honest question. Do you guys think that would fly today?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because look, perfect example, right? When they did Doctor Strange, right, and the Ancient One, and they whitewashed the Ancient One is an Asian male, and they had I forgot who was it that played her.
The woman, I forgot her name. Yeah,
I forgot her name, but it was the fact it was a white woman that played. It was supposed to be an Asian character, right? Up in arms, bro. It was over. Like, look, the Iron Fist. Iron Fist is supposed to be white. People were still up in arms about it because it came from Kung Lao. I was like, so you really can't. You know what I mean?
Tildale Swanton.
And if you do, that has to be on the indie scene, and then your character is going to change when you come up to the big league. It has to. You know what I mean? That's like
there'll never be another character like Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as much as people would like to say that back in the day it was like racist, and if you think about it, the 90s and early 2000s was a time where a lot of people got together. There wasn't a lot of segregation between the races. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I agree with that.
And there was a lot more imagination between people. Like they always said, if our generation had TikTok and Instagram and all these other things back in the day, do you know how much better this world would have been? My opinion, because we had more creation, we had more creativity, more imagination. Because think about it, bro. He's a white guy playing a Cuban, and he's like, as long as he did it right, there's no problem. We loved him because he did it right. He didn't make us look stupid. We also loved the clown that had a midget. You know what I'm saying? We love the hockey player, a crocodile hunter, a hitman wearing pink. You know, we believed in cars that could talk back in the 80s.
This is true.
The GI Joes were more diverse than we've ever seen any group of people now. The X-Men was literally made to show diversity and individuality back in those days. Now, if you watch TikTok, you're watching the same dance over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, holy shit. The only reason why that shit won't work now is because all we need is one person that doesn't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, we need someone to watch wrestling the same way Show watches movies, and they'll start complaining. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. They don't even know what's happening, but they'll complain about somebody who, like, let's say if they didn't know the fucking Rock in the Nation of Domination, they'd be like, hold on, my man don't look black. He don't look as black as Farouk, D'Lo Brown, or Mark Henry, and all that other shit.
They would have had a field day with Crush.
Oh yeah,
Crush. And the two white rappers.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't at back in those days, we didn't care because we actually stood together. You know,
absolutely.
I don't know when I don't know when it changed, but we actually stood together. You know, because I don't remember ever looking at some white boy and going, "Nah, this nigga's not cool." You know, like, if I seen you where I was at, I knew you went through the same shit I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in the hood with us, bro, we understand each other.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
But yeah, that I don't think a Razor Ramon, unless he looks as badass as Scott Hall did, like, he'll fuck you up. Maybe people buy, but I don't see that nowadays.
That goes with like what Lay was saying though. It's like back in the day, you kept a kayfabe, so you really couldn't go and look that up, like on Wikipedia and stuff, to see where he was born, like Minnesota. No, he's Cuban from Minnesota. What? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's some Cubans up there, but not like you.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
They don't have silk in Minnesota.
It's too cold. It's too cold for silk.
You know.
Yeah. I mean,
right. It's like, how do you get that tan?
I mean,
Kenny.
Hey
yo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Chuka Bear. The number one Brock boot.
It's Machismo Bear tonight.
Machismo Bear. That's awesome. Oh,
I have no words right now.
Yeah, you can have plenty of words. Just ain't gonna make sense right now because you just walked into that.
I know. So let me stop in real quick while I'm getting ready to cut out.
Kenny got the Abdullah skull.
Damn.
Skull like Abdullah the Butcher.
Thanks a lot,
son. Damn, Jeff.
Yo, for real, Jeff. Yo, have you seen Abdullah's skull, bro?
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yo, Kenny needs about 4 or 5 feet of scars on his forehead, bro. Yeah,
we're only talking about this real estate. You haven't seen all the way.
I don't know what I did to Jeff, man, but he can go fuck himself.
Oh,
word.
We
got the first go fuck yourself for the night.
Jesus Christ. What's
it's
going
funny,
on?
I'm dying.
I just walked into the room, bro. That's like going to work and they just tell you like, yo, you working overtime today, you working a double. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, you know what that's like? Like, it's perfect, right? You come to a party, you get in, you're about to get comfortable. Yo, beer run. You're like, what the dude, I just walked in.
Ain't that much, Jeff, man. How's everything?
You didn't even take off your coat.
Yo, they wait until you take off your coat and then they go, yo, bro, beer run. Fuck, I gotta put this shit back on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Jeff could take the joke, man. I'm only playing, but you know,
it's good. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, he came in with a double barrel and he shot you. I was like, damn, son.
Yeah, Jeff hit me hard. So he didn't even say hi. He cracked jokes on me and then what's up to me, man.
Word.
Yeah, so yeah. Well, I feel like Kenny would definitely know Razor 100%.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Kenny, the question was asked by Dave. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the Razor Ramon character would have worked today with a white man playing it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't. It depends on who it is. Like somebody has to really like pull it off in order to do that. You know what I mean? I think like the way Scott Hall portrayed that character, you know, and made it come to life, especially at the era that it was when like Scarface was like really big and everybody loved that like that gangster role. Like that fit him like 100% perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was like he came at the right time with that one. If it was any other time, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I remember if me and Kenny just started watching, like we're doing the Raw watch along.
What's
and
up,
we're, you know, we're doing
Randy?
the pre-show and shit. What's going on, Randy? And Raw starts with we remember, you know, like R.I.P. Scott Hall and shit. And I turn around to Kenny, I'm like, wait a minute, he died? Bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no way he fucking died. Like no one said anything.
Bro,
Why is
I jumped
WWE
on
the
Twitter.
first one? Yeah.
I jumped on Twitter mad quick to see, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I didn't see nothing came up on my phone, and then like a few minutes later, when I was looking at it, I looked and I was like, yeah, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
That's crazy because he was on life support before that announcement.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, he's all right. So Amy, he was in surgery. You said, like,
yeah, he had broken his hip, and then
Okay.
during the surgery, he had 3 heart attacks.
Yeah,
and then they put him on life support, and the family took him off life support. And for what, like 4 or 5, like 6 hours, right? He was on life support, and then he passed away.
Yeah,
like right before Raw started, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I remember I got the news on Sunday. Like Sunday morning, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then me and you were talking around 5 o'clock, and that's when I think Lay sent the picture over of X-Pac saying that they took him off life support. And he was still breathing, his heart was still ticking. So I was like, "Damn, man, like he's a strong fucking guy." And then 8 o'clock rolls around, we're about to freaking snooze through Monday Night Raw, and
seriously,
and what you call it, and then that's when they said, you know, like they had the little memory thing. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we literally just said fuck what's happening on Raw right now, and we just started looking on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all that other shit.
Gigi, happy birthday, girl!
Happy birthday, Gigi!
Oh, happy birthday!
Yo, Gigi.
Hey, yo.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I had to take that one. I had to set that one up on the, you know, on the noise shit. You know, that one in the wait. Where did I put the other one? Fuck you, all right? All right, Kenny. There you go. I don't know where I put these shits. I know where my normal shit is at. All the other shit. You needed to hear all the other shit, all right?
Verify that they're still there.
Yeah,
exactly.
But do you guys remember when he won that first ever World War III Battle Royal and won the undisputed WCW Championship?
You
don't remember that?
I don't remember. You know the thing about it is like WCW history. I'm not the best at. You know what I mean? Like I know some of my history of WCW, but I don't remember a lot of WCW.
So WCW had weird matches. So they had the 2 rings. It's called the Lethal Lottery. They had 60 guys, and they would draw a lottery and have tag team matches. If you won the tag team match, you went into the 20-man battle, the 40-man, or 30-man battle royal. And the way that works is you're in the first ring, and you have to get thrown over the top rope into the second ring. And then when you get thrown over the top rope from the second ring, you're eliminated from the match. Now, the Sole Survivor in the first ring and the Sole Survivor in the second ring wrestle each other in a match, and the winner of that wins Battle Bowl, and they get a shot at Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So they get a title shot. Sting won one of those. Now, World War III was 3 rings. It literally had 3 20-man battle royals, and the winner of each of those battle royals went into the last 10 men from each Royal Rumble went into one ring, and then they had a battle royal there. And Scott Hall won the title from that battle royal. The World War III battle royal. Yeah. I remember that because I was like, yo, Hogan's about to win this. The NWO's out there. And then Hogan gets eliminated. And it's like, oh shit, and Scott Hall winds up winning. And I thought this was when, they was like, oh, Hulk Hogan's gonna beat up Scott Hall. Like, nah, they let him run with the championship for a little while.
See, this is when we need the WWE Network, because they had the whole freaking library of WCW.
This is true.
And we could have went back. We could have went back and watched this.
Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Totally agree. That shit sounded so convoluted, though.
Yeah,
dude. It's crazy though. It was like back in those days, I used to love those gimmick matches. I used to love them. So they would actually have like the main camera on the screen of the ring that they're looking at, and then two little cameras showing the other rings. And then when somebody got eliminated, the announcer said it, but they would switch to that ring. And you had like major players in each ring. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually pretty dope. And the matches they had, it would take place in separate rings. So like not at the same time. Let's say the first match happened in the closest ring to the entrance, and the second match happened like the furthest ring, then the third ring. DDP was having a match with, I think, Macho Man, and he was like, yo, fuck this, I'm gonna go in this ring. And like they switched rings, and they had the match in a different ring, and like they would go in between rings and all that shit. It sounds complicated, but the way they pulled it off, it was kind of dope. Okay. It was kind of dope. Like I don't think the WWE had the vision for something like that, but it was kind of dope. It's like War Games. Remember War Games in WCW? Yeah. In my opinion, the War Games in WCW was done better than the one in WWE. Just like the concept.
The one in WWE is a stripped down, like lame version of it. You know what I mean?
Because there's a top in the War Games.
Yeah, yes, I'm saying there's a top, and the fact that you have one or two rings, you know what I'm saying, and there's more players in it.
Yeah.
You know, like definitely. In the War Games in NXT, you're not against it, but there was like no real stakes. Nope. And those, it was like, yo, if this side wins, they get their own pay-per-views and stuff. If this side wins, then they have to leave the company completely. That was in NWO versus WCW. Clearly, WCW was never going to win anything, but
Yeah. And even back in the day, they had the War Games where it was like the Four Horsemen versus Dusty Rhodes and his people.
Yeah.
They all came in with like the tactical face paint and the fucking army fatigue pants.
Yeah, they all came in like GI Bro.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting because now, since Mattel has the licensing to do throwbacks to WCW. Oh, I can't. Well, let me shut up because I can't. The one that I'm looking for, they can't do it anyway. I think Jazzwares will be the only ones to do that, and they wouldn't be able to do it. Is when Sting was in their War Games and he had the face paint. It looked like what's his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he had that would be like I would love to see that as a figure, but I don't think Jazzwares would do that.
I mean, you hashtag it enough. I think that's the thing they do nowadays.
I mean, I could just bug the shit out of Jeremy Padawer. He's the head person for Jazzwares, and be like, hey, you need to make fucking Sting from WCW. You need
to make a Dutch Sting. Let's call it Dutch Sting.
I don't know if the original name of the match was called Blood and Guts, and that's why TNA used it. But the name of the pay-per-view was called War Games. You know what I'm saying? So technically, they could use his look from it because it's not like the WWE owns the looks of the wrestlers and the pay-per-views and shit. It could be a throwback.
I don't know. Just because the way. Yeah, the way.
Yeah, that was a good match.
I don't know, because I remember speaking to the guys from Mattel, and they were telling me that there are certain things that they want to do, but they can't do due to like licensing issues. So look-wise, there's like certain things that they can't do. That's how they alter a lot of the stuff,
like CM Punk shit.
Like CM Punk stuff. Like you see like Jericho's. Like if you look at like a WWE Chris Jericho figure, and you look at the Jazzware one, it's completely different tattoo wise because they can't use all his tattoos.
What was that?
Jericho.
With Jericho.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He had him in thing. He first got him in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they already had like two figures with those tattoos.
Yeah, so Jericho, everything like Jericho and WWE, like it was weird because his tattoos, some of them really didn't even match to what he had.
Yeah.
But if you look at the new ones now for Jazz wears, like all his tattoos match the ones that he has on his body. Like it's just weird. But we can go all day. We can go all day about fucking wrestling figures. I can go for hours, but it's
funny.
Back to War Games, but it was really good though.
One of the first ones I did get was Razor when I was able to able to get them when they were like posable. It was happened to be Razor Ramon, and then one beautiful day, as anybody that has a Dominican mother knows, was sent to DR.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember when I was looking for it just to like put it like on the table, right? I was going to do homework, and I'm like, looked everywhere. Oh, Santo Domingo. I was like, you're not even gonna ask me if you're gonna send my stuff. Like that's not even a year old. Like it still has all the gear on it. Gone, son, gone. That's a problem, David, for Dominican culture.
They just take your stuff and ship it off.
You wore something too much, or you don't wear it enough.
Yeah,
they'll send it to DR. So when you go there, somebody's rocking. Like I have three. I had 3 great Wu-Tang shirts, right, that I love. All of them are in DR.
Damn,
I love Wu-Tang.
Damn.
Then I went there and I was like, these are my shirts that I never approved.
Damn, son.
Yep.
Shit, that'll piss me off. I hate when people touch my shit.
And then it wasn't the Outsider shirt that I was able to get. It was another shirt. It was a Rey Mysterio shirt. Same thing. Damn. It took me forever to get that shirt because it wasn't no Amazon back then, kids. You know what I'm saying? It was like damn 3 weeks to get that damn thing. Had it for 2 months. DR. I saw it in a photo. I was like, is that my shirt?
You had to start hiding your shit.
Yep.
It's crazy.
My shirts out after laundry.
What's crazy is that I don't remember, like you see, you guys know I have like wrestling figures on my desk at work, right?
Yep.
And like I normally just put like people that I like or whatever, and I didn't notice until like I got to work. I don't think it was like Tuesday night or whatever that I had the last Scott Hall figure on my desk, and then I have the Razor Ramon Hasbro on my desk too. I was like, oh shit, because my coworker was just like, yeah, I just noticed you have Scott Hall. You have 2 figures of Scott Hall on your desk. I was like, I do. And when I walked back, I was like, oh shit, I do. I just like it slipped my mind because the simple fact that like I change them up all the time, but I just never changed those.
Hey man, you guys stick with the classics. You know what I'm saying?
I'm probably gonna switch one out though. Put a Brock figure there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just for a Miz finger. A Miz finger.
Yeah. I'm
gonna put the Miz and Brock Lesnar.
There you go.
Take a picture.
I know you were dying to see his name, bro. I know you take a picture of his name.
Do the Miz giving a stunner to Brock Lesnar.
Brock's #1 fan. Yeah, that's right.
Mind you, I don't own
this guy right here.
I don't own one single Brock Lesnar T-shirt at all. Like I can't go into my closet right now, pull a Brock shirt on, and put it on.
You know,
I don't even own one.
He's #1 in your heart.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I have a Brock shirt.
There you go.
I have the Welcome to Suplex City sign.
Wow.
I don't even have that.
I wanted one that said New York or like the Bronx, but then it's like I forgot. The Bronx isn't allowed to be mentioned in wrestling. What's going on, Earl? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's from Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island, upstate Albany, Buffalo, New York, but the Bronx, New York.
But you know what?
They'll just say New York sometimes.
Yeah.
And just thinking about that, like the Bronx has never had a major wrestling event to happen in the borough. Manhattan had Madison Square Garden. Brooklyn has the Barclays Center. Queens now has Arthur Ashe Stadium. Fucking the Bronx just got Yankee Stadium. They don't like us, man.
But if there's you could do WrestleMania at Yankee Stadium, bro. You could do WrestleMania at Yankee Stadium.
No way. No, they can't.
What?
Could they?
They do it at every other fucking baseball field.
First of all, not the way Yankee Stadium is structured. You cannot do a big wrestling event in Yankee Stadium like that. You could do it at City. No, you can't. You could do it at City Field, but you can't do it. No, you can't. No, you cannot.
They
Have you
do it
been
this
to
time.
the
hockey game?
Have
Winter
you been
Classic.
to the Have you been to the nosebleed sections in Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. So
Bro,
fuck
you
that.
can get fucking vertigo.
So what? We from the Bronx, Kenny. We sit wherever the fuck we can.
Nah, I'm good. It's not sitting on the stoop.
Do it like back in the day when Ric Flair used to have the cage matches in the stadiums. Have them with the helicopter land in the center field. You know what I'm saying? You can have Charlotte land in the helicopter with this center field and let her beat whoever the fuck she wrestles. Charlotte versus Brock. There you go, main event. WrestleMania night 1 on a Friday.
It's funny, going back to that thing, I've never liked any of Brock's shirts. they're really like generic and lame, son. You guys listen, that Suplex one was dope because it became Suplex City, and you did it to Cena 16 times, and that was one of my favorite matches of all time, by the way. Just because I didn't think that would ever happen to the Golden Child.
When he did that at that was at the Barclays Center, right?
That's SummerSlam.
That was at SummerSlam at the Barclays Center. Yo, when he did that, oh my god, I was just like, yo, just stop. Like, just stop the match already.
I was like,
he had enough.
I was like, yo, and it's not enough. Keep going, bro. But and like, I don't know. It was just none of it. Even when the UFC tried to get shirts of him.
Yeah, real quick before we go back to Scott Hall, that Suplex City match, didn't Cena win it?
Oh, he lost.
He lost it.
You sure? Because I remember.
No.
He won the Extreme match.
Okay.
The Extreme Rules match.
Okay.
Which once again did not make sense.
Yeah, it's the same fucking match, just with a chain, and now Cena wins. Yeah, you get it. All right.
No, that SummerSlam match.
So
if Cena would have won that, I would have stopped watching wrestling.
Well, technically, that match never ended. They stopped it, and then they continued at Extreme Rules. You know, because Cena can't lose a match, right, Kenny?
I mean, Cena could lose a match. I mean, Cena could lose a match.
It was not on TV, apparently.
No, I mean, it could be on TV. It was just like that particular match. There was no way in the world he was going to win. If he would have won that match, I would, not for nothing, like I am a Cena fan, but if Cena would have came back and won that match, I'd have been like, this is the most fucked up. Like, you really, really think that people are just stupid. Like
he did that to every match.
I gotta ask you guys a question. Now that you said that, I want to get back to Scott Hall. Now that you said that, which is a match? And I know every match is a Cena match. You can't believe he won. So come on, bear with me here and help me out, right? Do focus with me, brother.
I got you.
Right? Which is a match that it completely boggled your mind that person won? Now you just sat there and went, really? After the build and everything, like it was a good storyline, and you go, this is it?
I got one.
Way they won and the fact that they won. One match that you literally just went.
I got a good one.
A Cena match or just a regular match? Any match.
Any match you get comes to your mind.
Okay. I'm gonna let him go first.
I got two.
I'll go last.
I know Dave is ready. He's ready.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I got a good one. Because I was there. Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
What? I love Jinder Mahal's run as champion. You crazy?
I couldn't believe it.
The modern day Maharaja. Okay.
So I got three.
He's Latino now. He had to roll the R that many times.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal.
You know what's funny? I have to agree, but the thing is, I got to give props to Randy for always willing to put somebody over after him screwing Kennedy. After him screwing Kennedy, he was like, "Yo, I gotta fix that. That karma's on him now."
After him screwing Kofi,
him too.
He screwed Kofi. Yeah. Fuck Kennedy. He screwed Kofi.
Yeah, but no, I got to agree with him. I was like,
so I got three.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
All three of them happened at WrestleMania. No, all three of them happened at WrestleMania. Two of them happened the same night. The first time was Booker T losing to Triple H. Asuka losing to Charlotte Flair. And Shinsuke Nakamura losing his world title shot at WrestleMania. Those three matches, I was like, fuck you mean? Like literally, fuck you mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like who the fuck wrote this? Please meet me outside. Like I don't know where you at right now, but please meet me outside. We need to talk.
I have so many, but I'll go from the least one to the one that I was just like, I don't understand what happened there. I'm sorry. Was it when Cena beat Zayn? When Sami Zayn first came out?
For the United States
Championship? When he popped the shoulder.
Yes.
The shoulder doing that, but I was still like, you know what's funny? Everybody knows that, who Zayn was in the independent circuit, you know what I mean? And what he did in NXT. So I was figuring the best thing, and then you have Bret Hart bring him out. Like, yo, what you're building to a win in Canada? No, I didn't understand that. I literally said, if there was a time to literally lose the open challenge, it was then to him.
Yeah,
the underdog from the underground. Anyway, 2, Brock and the Streak could have gone to any young dude that needed that push. And listen, I'm a Roman fan, but it should have been Roman. It would have made more sense for it to be Roman, and Brock didn't need it.
No.
Why did Brock? It needed, out of everybody in there, it didn't need to be Brock. You know what I'm saying?
But I think Roman, the way people were feeling about him at that time, would have had even worse criticism on him breaking the streak.
Think about it. If he's getting that after doing that, he would have had to turn heel.
Yeah.
And we would have got the Roman that we have now back then. You know
what? I don't
like, yo, listen, I beat him fair and square, and you people still have a problem with me? Fuck this.
Not for nothing. I think that, and I'll let you go back to the matches and stuff like that. But I think that Roman and Bailey should really thank the Thunderdome for developing their characters, because I can only imagine if you would have had Roman try to be this character that he is now with live fans still in attendance, not booing him, or just continue cheering him, or the way some of these people are, especially in Cleveland, that they don't even cheer at all. You know what I mean? They would have scrapped it a long time ago, because remember, WWE controlled the way they wanted to handle Roman going into the Thunderdome era. You know what I mean? They can add the boos if they want to. They can add the cheers if they wanted to. So they was like, okay, they basically saw what people thought about him online and was like, all right, well, that's people online. We could still make him a really bad guy. And then Bailey had the fucking
ding dong, hello,
ding dong thing. I was about to say bing bong, but I was like, fuck, I had a brain fart for a minute there, and I was
the
like,
New York version,
yeah, right. And she was great to develop her character through the pandemic era, because God forbid if we would have had this when we had fans, I don't even think that would have lasted either. But Lay, you can continue on.
Yeah, and the last one is the Miz being Cena. I don't understand why anybody would do that.
You meant when Cena? You meant when Cena beat the
fact
Miz?
That he went to WrestleMania. Didn't understand.
You talking about when Cena beat the Miz in that last man standing match, or when
Miz won his first title?
Yeah, but remember when the
I
Miz
thought you were talking about when Alex Riley and the Miz beat the shit out of Cena for 2 straight hours, and then then Cena just attitude adjustment, the Miz and pinned him. I thought you were talking about that match. I'm sorry.
No, it's when he actually won it. And
okay.
I'm like, first of all, I was completely baffled with the build, and then he went to WrestleMania. I was like, so we're not even gonna try to put anybody good in this match, right?
Yeah, The Rock.
2 bad wrestlers in the same match. Fantastic. And then he wins, and I was like, yo, who is doing coke back there? Miss, get the Miz in there. Seriously, bro. I was just like, yo, I don't think I watched wrestling for about 2 months.
You know what it was?
That was his title run, so it didn't matter.
You know what it was? You know what it was? Cena talked to Vince. It was like, I can't lose any matches. I can't lose against the Nexus. I can't lose against Brock. I can't lose against Roman. I can't lose against The Rock. I can't lose any of these matches. Sami Zayn, none of them. If you want to build somebody up, I got to go to Hollywood first. Vince McMahon said, okay, but you got to sign your soul to the devil. John Cena said, I already did that. He goes, well, now you got to sign your soul to me. He goes, I thought I did that when I sucked you off. But I'll agree. What do you want me to do? Lose to the Miz at WrestleMania. He said, all right, cool. You want me to lose because The Rock interfered at a WrestleMania match? Perfect. He's like, we can't get The Rock. No. You can get The Rock because it's me. When The Rock said "fuck you," and they paid him millions of dollars, and they gave him the video of Cena sucking Vince McMahon's dick, and that's how he was able to get The Miz to lose to him at WrestleMania. I mean,
Scott Hall,
it was able. He was getting him. Yeah. So that's these are all facts. Remember, there's a fucking. I know. All right. I'm a historian of this shit. I know exactly what happened, and that's the story. That's the fucking facts. Okay. So Scott Hall. We'll get back to Scott Hall because
I just want to say, at no point was I planning for it to lead to this.
I hear you.
Hold on. Can I just tell my match? I'm only gonna throw one match out there. I'm only gonna throw one match.
Tell your match.
Has nothing to do with Cena or anybody else because we don't want to go down that road. Thank you. Yes, Dave. We're not gonna go down that road. So the only I can't say the only. I'm only gonna do one, and that was the Fiend versus Goldberg. First of all, you almost knocked yourself out going to the ring. Nah, right? You got gassed as you were going down that long ass ramp, right? Every time you try to go for a spear, it looked horrible. You stumbled so many times throughout that match, and you almost bumped into the Fiend to knock him out of the ring, and then you couldn't pick him up to do the freaking pile driver, your finisher to the jackhammer. And then that's it. And it was over. And you became fucking Universal Champion. How that happened is beyond me, but whatever. That was like, yeah. Anyway, so Scott
that was a Saudi event, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was
that happened on a house show.
Sit back and go.
He's done that twice. He did that with Undertaker too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
almost killed the Undertaker. Yeah. That was a hit. That was a hit. He's like, if the man don't want to stop wrestling, put him down. And Goldberg's like, I got you. I got you.
Pull that trigger. Pull that trigger to the man.
That was a hit.
Vince went like this.
Yeah.
Vince just looked at Undertaker and was like, got you, buddy. Like, as soon as he went out there, he was like, all right. Yeah, exactly. He's like, Goldberg, you know what to do, right? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. It just turned out that killing blow was the first spear that the Undertaker got rid of.
You know what that relationship can remind you of? The movie you saw last night, Free Guy.
Oh yeah.
Remember the guy who owned the company? What did he do with the Indian dude? He's like, shut it all down. Are you sure? He's like, you can't do that. And he looked at him. He looked at the little Indian kid. Where he told him, shut it down now. He's like, all right. And that was his friend. That was his friend. He was friends with him.
That movie. I haven't slept that good in a long time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you'd ever like that movie. I love that movie last night.
The show did stop him from getting the first 20 minutes of the movie. So
okay, all right.
I think if I would have, it was like the expectation. I think my expectations were too high. After I saw the Adam Project, I was like, maybe nope.
Well, I did say it's not Matrix 4.
Oh no, yeah. I mean that movie's a trifling piece of shit.
No, that's the bar. That's the bar. Awesome Matrix review. 4, Don't Be a Menace, and fucking
the bar or the
Wayans Brothers. Both. The bar. All right, so the Matrix 4 is the bar. Don't Be a Menace is the bar, and the Wayans Brothers is the
in between.
Yeah,
yeah, I get it.
The Wayans Brothers is what's in between a C- and a C+. Yeah. Just in case anybody wants to figure that out.
I was looking at a tweet, last week. I mean, was it last week? No, it was like a couple over the weekend, where Johnny Gargano has said that he was fortunate enough to like sit in a class with Shawn Michaels and Razor, and they were talking about their ladder match, and they were breaking everything down as far as like what they were feeling, how did they execute everything, what were their plans going into the match, and like building off the crowd and building off each other. And I was just like, damn, I wish that WWE had that class taped, that like we can see it. You know what I mean? Like, because I could only imagine. Because if you ever heard Scott Hall tell a story like his career or a match. Like he captivates you. Like you could sit there for hours and just listen to this man talk about armbar, and he could tell you many different ways to execute it, get out of it, how to make the crowd pop with it, how to boo you. Like,
yeah, not for nothing, my man had one of the best abdominal stretches I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys remember his matches, but his abdominal stretch, because he was so fucking tall, like the way it looked like he was really stretching people, and then he'll smack the dude's like abdomen, and he's like screaming, and he'll grab the ropes when the ref's not looking, and he'll stop grabbing the ropes. Like they weren't rest moves back in those days.
The Rock used to do that too when he was a heel.
Yeah, because
and Big E kind of does that, but he does like he'll like smack your butt type of shit. But
yeah, he does the New Day version of it, the unicorn version.
I mean, everybody takes a little bit of the old school and tries to make it new.
Nah, that's true. But there's one thing I want to talk about that I don't think they get a lot of credit for, but the Outsiders. We spoke about them coming to WCW and doing their thing, but as a tag team, they had to have been one of the best tag teams in WCW.
Yeah,
because like they were big enough to face the faces of fear and like dominate them. Not a lot of people could do that to Ming and the Barbarian.
That's true.
Yeah.
Weren't they like so over that they made like a parody version of them?
Oh, in WWE, yeah, they had Kane was Kevin Nash and some other dude was Scott Hall.
And they had like a different name.
That Scott Hall would have been today's version of Scott Hall if they did that. The joke version, because Scott Hall took being Cuban serious, at least. The dude that made fun of Scott Hall was a joke. And that would have been what they gave us today if they wanted to make a Scarface character.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you gotta give it to them though. Like business wise, when they went to WCW, they came in, they did the deal with Eric Bischoff. They got their bag, like the young kids say nowadays. They got the bag, and and they milked it until they couldn't milk it no more. And that's what you do with any job, where you just be like, yo, I'm just gonna get as much money as possible.
They had the perfect plan to rob WCW blind.
Yep. And that's exactly what they did. They said, okay, we're gonna bring all these people in. We're gonna establish these two new stables. We're gonna give you 1,000,001 storylines. You know what I mean? We're gonna help you beat WWE/WWF at the time in the ratings. And then at the same time, like we're gonna continue to milk this guy for all the money we can from him before he just says, you know what? I cannot do this no more. I quit. And then you go right back to WWF and say, hey, Vince, what's going on? Like,
because that's what happened, right? A lot of the wrestlers after WCW closed had still the AOL contract.
Yeah.
Right? So it was one of those, we'll pay you not to go to WWE and just stay home. Like a lot of those wrestlers did that.
Because that was like after WCW got bought out by WWE, like that was one of the things a lot of talent used to say, like when they used to talk about like the Monday Night Wars and stuff like that, and they used to talk about the NWO, and they said like a lot of those guys booked their matches the way they wanted to. So if Nash wanted to win the title on a Thursday at fucking Thunder, guess what? He was gonna win the title on Thunder at 9:00, because if he wanted it at 9, he was gonna get it at 9. And if he it was so crazy because and you know what? And then I'm hoping, because I'm hoping that we can get another confirmation is because I know a lot of talent said this, and the talent that we will interview next week, hopefully that he can say like, yeah, that was true. Like,
yeah,
what I mean, I was a part of, because he was a part of the guy. I mean, I you know what? I'll just say it. Like me and Toe, we're gonna end up interviewing Buff Bagwell next week. So I'm kind of hoping, like, because he was a part of NWO too, right?
Oh yeah, him and Scott Steiner. Well, It was originally him and Scott Norton, and they were tag team when he became Buff the Stuff, and then they came in NWO, and then he was with Scott Steiner, towards like the end of it. But yeah, he was a big part of the NWO.
Like, I just want to know more about the fucking bookings that came up with this shit, because
they did a lot of politicking backstage. I heard they ran the whole fucking thing.
Scott Hall used to just do whatever he wanted and fucking get paid for it and go home. Like,
you know, but if you think about it, because I watched WCW religiously. I'm pretty sure you did also, like, because you know, it was like the only few storylines that I can tell that really didn't make sense was when they exploited Scott Hall's drunkenness, when they exploited him as alcoholic, and then when David Arquette won the title. You know what I'm saying? Like those storylines was one of those, like, I don't know what's going on here. But the NWO gave us a lot of shit that was pretty good. Like, people hated the way the Goldberg streak ended. I actually enjoyed it because it was supposed to be the like Kevin Nash was the champion, and they was gonna have like Goldberg go after it again, and there was gonna be a whole storyline of it. But something happened, and they said they were like, fuck it, and they just gave it to Hogan afterward. Oh no, I'm sorry, he gave it back to Hogan, and then it was gonna be a build up where Hogan and Goldberg actually had their match at a big pay per view set up for Monday Night Nitro, because Goldberg won it at Nitro.
It was the poke of Doom.
Yeah, the poke of Doom. Yeah. Oh, Goldberg got hurt. Okay, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Goldberg got hurt. Oh, because he punched the fucking.
What's up, Tony?
The limo, was that when he punched the limo and he broke, like, he cut his whole arm off? Yeah, one more for the bad guy. Matt, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Tony? And
Matt Awesome.
Yeah, Matt Awesome in the building. And like, yo, they gave us Macho Man versus DDP, the NWO, you know, and those matches had like finishes. You know, like, I don't know how you have the NWO with 80 fucking people in it, and Macho Man versus DDP had a finish. There was no one coming in here interfering with nobody. They had their own pay-per-view. WWE tried to do that with DX. The In Your House DX. Remember that shit? They had their own pay-per-view with their own rules, their own refs. They wanted to make their own titles because NWO was supposed to be a whole nother entity of wrestling alongside WCW. It was supposed to be WCW on Nitro, NWO on Thunder. That's why they made the second show. But, you know, shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole shit, when they bring back the NWO with Jeff Jarrett running it, that killed it. That, to me, was the death blow of the NWO. You know, Jeff Jarrett and Bret Hart and all those other people.
NWO 2000?
Yes, yeah, that bullshit. But, you know, they had, they had a lot of shit. And also, one thing that you can't say nowadays, NWO was the major thing in WCW, but you also had Raven's Flock. You had the LWO, you had the fucking Harlem Heat. Like, you had other factions in there that had their own thing that was kept away from the NWO. Like, it honestly was like, this is WCW until somebody from NWO comes down. Then we're NWO. But other than that, go ahead, do your thing. We're gonna come out when we want. We're not gonna be the whole show like Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, or like Seth Rollins on Raw. You know, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens is 3 hours of Raw. There was 3 hours of Monday Night Nitro. People forget this. There was 3 hours of Monday Night Nitro, and no one ever said Nitro was too long. No one ever said Nitro was too long. They should cut it down to 2 hours. What's going on, LaFlocka?
But give me 2 cruiserweight matches, and I'll do anything around that.
But look at the way the wrestling shows were back then. Like, no one complained about Monday Night Raw being 3 hours back then. Like, we wanted more. Remember, we need to go to like
Monday was 2 hours.
It used to go to 11:05.
Yeah,
and we just be like, "Yo, can you just give us like 10 more minutes?" Like, you know what I
mean? I used to be like, as a kid, like, they would leave you on a cliffhanger, and I would be like, "Oh my god, like, why is it ending now?" You know what I mean? And I don't get that anymore at all with AEW, WWE. They don't leave you with any cliffhanger at all.
Nope.
I was about to say the exact same thing. You're on some, like, all of a sudden you hear somebody's music, and all of a sudden, we'll see you next week. You're like, son of a bitch, you didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Remember Tony Schiavone used to like fucking scream like, "Oh my god, Goldberg's in the building!" And you used to hear the pyro go off and do, and I'm like, we're cutting out of time. We'll let you know next week. And you're like, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah. And there was no really big internet back then.
Like, I don't want to watch this shit. Go back to the thing.
They used to be fucking what the fuck was that show? They used to be Oh my god! With the two detectives that they used to do they used to solve those mysteries, like those sci-fi mysteries or whatever.
Psych? No,
No,
Psych
no.
was on Raw.
What the fuck was the name of that show?
So,
Doctor
X-Files?
Who?
Yes, there you go. X-Files used to come on after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was off.
Yep.
Yeah, that was dude. And the crazy shit was we had to go to sleep before Raw ended, so we always recorded VHS. Now the thing was, the VCR stopped recording when you put the timer on it, and it was like, yo, set it to 11:10. This is the one week that it goes to 11:15, and you're like, fuck, I don't know the last 5 minutes of Raw. And then you got your one friend telling you the last 5 minutes, and you're like, wait, all that happened in 5 minutes? Yeah, man. And then when Raw started the next week, it kind of fucking continued the story.
Yep.
Now Raw goes, all right, Kevin Owens beat Seth Rollins, and next week it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Again, for what?
Well, they are continuing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just
what they used
they used to be like
21 Jump Street.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, I remember that. No, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, they used to tell you.
No, what they used to do was like, this is what. Oh fuck, miscommunication. Go ahead.
No. Wait. Dave, go. I think Dave is on a little delay. Dave, go.
Okay. So what they used to do was like, they would be like here's what happens after here's what happened after we went off air like last week or something like that. And then they would show you, and it would be like a mini recap. It wouldn't be like a recap of a recap of a recap like they do now. So that's why I liked it. I mean, did you see Kevin Owens like straight up that video of Kevin Owens just going, why are they showing this? We just saw this.
This just happened.
Yeah.
It's funny because you know for a fact how stupid it is, and you know Kevin Owens is one of those guys that he like. You know he can't hold the frustration, and he goes, "Why are you showing that again? We all know what happened. We just saw that." You know, I remember there was one when Sting finally came down in the middle of the ring with the NWO, and he hit one person with a bat, and then it cut out, and I was like, "Fuck!" What happened? I think it was Buff Bag. We hit him with the bat. All of a sudden, it stops, and I'm like, and then Thunder in Paradise go fuck itself.
You know what's funny? Going back to War Games earlier, when NWO fought WCW, that was when we got the fake Sting.
Yeah,
because the fake Sting interfered and cost WCW the match, and they thought it was the real Sting. And not for nothing, they got a pretty good fucking Sting. They got a very good fake Sting. And then Sting left because he was like, "Oh, you don't believe me? You think that I'm gonna do that to you?" He left, turned into the Crow, came back, and that fake Sting turned Crow also.
By the way, side note, the Crow was Scott's idea.
There you go.
Fun part for that.
There you go.
And it was like, "Hey, have you seen the Crow?" And then all of a sudden, you got that.
We told him, also, "Hey, Sting, you should paint your face like the Crow. You got the hair." He's like, "Good call."
If they wanted to make him almost like the Undertaker Sting, because the Undertaker and Sting are the two. If WCW was still around, Sting would still be there. They're the loyal ones.
Yeah,
if WCW won, Sting would be the guy right now. He would be the guy that we'd be calling like Undertaker and shit like that. But I remember when Sting first made his debut as the Crow, or actually did that thing for you. Like he came down with the Sting mask that they sold, and people were wearing his mask. He came down with that mask and took it off, and it was his face paint. And everybody thought that was the fake Sting. And it was like, nope, it's the real one. You can tell by the face paint because the fake one has the face paint too, but my shit's legit. Like, it was my face, take it off, still me, motherfucker. It was that part was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, a lot of people would forget that WCW did a lot of things that I don't think WWE would have ever imagined doing. Yeah. Or couldn't do, because apparently WWE can't do big factions like the NWO. And if you're gonna talk about Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and these guys booking their own matches, they have to be some of the greatest minds in wrestling, because WCW was winning with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and them booking their own matches.
I want to know who's booking the cruiserweights. That's what I want to know. I never got a hold of who's booking the cruiserweights. As much as I love the NWO,
the cruiserweights,
that was a story, not necessarily wrestling.
Yeah, think about it.
And Benoit and Booker T were wrestling, and
Yeah.
Jericho, they were wrestling. The other guys were moving the story along. You know what I mean? And Glacier.
Think about it. That Halloween Havoc.
Glacier.
And Disco Inferno. I'm sorry, I forgot.
This is true.
Gotta credit him.
Disco Fever and it was Alex Wright.
Alex Wright, of course. Das Wonder Kid.
Yes. Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
James Brown.
He was the guy. Yeah, that's it.
Canyon. But who's better than Canyon?
This is true. This is true. Shit. But no, in all honesty, that Halloween Havoc, we all know it's Ray versus Eddie. That match was fucking the only match anybody can ever remember on that Halloween Havoc.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah. That's the number one go-to.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. It's funny because I was watching it. It's like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's 14 minutes till because you're going so fast, you're like, it can't be that long. It's 14 fucking minutes. But of just good wrestling. With two of the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was just,
you know how the ring posts were like Slim Jims?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a bad motion. I don't know why I did that.
The Booty Man match.
The Booty Man match.
You know who the Booty Man was?
Oh my God.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Oh.
He was the Booty Man. And he came down with Diamond Dallas Page's girl, Kimberly. Was it Kimberly? Kimberly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that shit.
The Booty Man. Wow.
The Booty Man. He was just the fucking Brutus Bar Beefcake with face paint.
Wasn't that when he was a Zodiac?
Yeah. He's doing this shit for some reason. Like he's one of the berserkers.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Hogan and Mach. You see, that's what I'm saying. I can't remember these matches, but I can remember Ray and Eddie real quick.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been the match that opened it too.
I believe so.
Yeah. So they literally went downhill from there.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna start up here.
I remember there was a Halloween Havoc where Ray had to beat Juventud, Kidman, and then Eddie Guerrero. If I'm not mistaken, like he kept he was supposed to face Eddie, and he kept having to fight multiple people.
Mm-hmm. You said Muslim people?
Multiple people.
Oh, I was about to go. Wait, what?
I call them Muslim.
Completely different pay-per-view.
That's a whole completely different conversation.
Yo, Kenny, you want to say anything before you head out?
No, I don't have anything to say right now. I mean, I'll be back. I just have to get dressed, leave, go to my job.
Okay.
I could jump back on once I get there.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I'll be back before 11 o'clock.
So if anybody's wondering, Kenny has confirmed he's not wearing pants.
Yes.
He underneath all of his clothes, he's butt naked. Confirmation has been given.
Hey yo.
Later.
That's when he's to follow that up right there.
Yeah. But shit, man.
So I want to get to Pete Dunne and Butch.
Oh
no.
No, don't know it. It happened.
Oh no.
So I literally went to YouTube, and the first thing I see is Pete Dunne's face, but more Pete Dunne than Pete Dunne has ever been Pete Dunne. You know what I mean? Like just and all of a sudden I play the clip, and I'm like, okay, I don't read anything. All of a sudden, yeah, we don't buy none of him, but he's Butch, and I'm like, excuse me, he's what? Butch. I was like, first of all, why is he dressed like a newsie? Second of all,
why? Yeah, why are they dressed like that?
I'm like, what the fuck? Somebody clearly saw Peaky Blinders a little too many times.
That's it.
I'm looking like, so let me understand this.
From the 1920s.
Pete Dunne clearly is established. He came out on Raw a couple of years back as the NXT UK champion. He's the longest reigning NXT UK champion.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
They want a sitcom. They want the Gunther and Butch show.
Well, that's sad. But the problem is,
Gunther.
Walter is still Walter, just with a stupid name. Pete Dunne has been completely changed. I was like, yo, I want him to drop off my paper back in 1922.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
About it. I'm like, Butch. Wait a minute, don't I know you by another name? Don't you Pete before?
Yeah, and didn't you live in this century?
Yeah, well, here's a nickel. Thank you for the paper. I literally was
it's like
no, yeah,
it's like everybody's reaction was like, what? Like, why? Why are you doing this?
All right, so I have a friend of mine, right, who's really not into wrestling like that, but I told him about Pete Dunne, and he just became a fan, right? Started watching his matches, him and Riddle. He thought that was hilarious. He said to him, it's better than Riddle and Orton because they were literally polar opposites. I mean, all kinds of levels. And then he texts me, goes, yo, who the fuck is Butch? I go, you just saw it. And that's Pete Dunne now. He goes, fuck this company. Just said that to me. He goes, fuck this company. I'm never watching SmackDown again.
It's all about the Butch.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who back there looked at him and said, "You look like a Butch."
Yeah, that's the thing, man. How desperate are you when you have to go back to fucking Peaky Blinders to get inspiration? Like, come on, man. Oh, you all know him by by this name, but we know him by Butch. When did you guys ever have a history together?
In the 1920s.
Yeah, apparently.
Scotland was frozen in the 1920s, and they just melted them in 2020. Never updated their wardrobe.
I'm just saying is, look, I like Peaky Blinders. I'm a big fan of it, right? I'm waiting for season 6, right? Love the show, but that has nothing to do with wrestling.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Going on off the top rope.
And I am literally, listen, Scott Hall death was bad enough, right? It's fucking terrible. And then the Big E thing, you're like, damn, shit on top of shit. And then you're gonna do this?
Yeah.
It's like, what, hasn't the week been bad enough? What did Pete Dunne do to somebody?
Yeah, right. Well, now they're trying to trademark
he stretched
it,
one's
so
fingers.
Huh?
He stretched the wrong person's fingers. That's what happened.
What did he? Is this like a Daniel Bryan thing? What did Pete? And I remember I was watching a podcast, and the guy goes, "Oh, well, you come to WWE, they're gonna do something stupid." He goes, "Yeah, but they already established him one way, in all forms of their media. He was on fucking Raw, your flagship show. I know.
Wasn't he in the Rumble?
Wait a minute, that guy was Pete Dunne a couple of years back, the Bruiserweight. Who the hell is Butch?
Wasn't he in the Rumble?
Yeah, he was. I believe he was in 2 Rumbles.
Yeah, well, that don't matter anymore. Yo, off the rope. Fun fact: I actually thought of the name Knucklehead because my uncle used to call us Knucklehead, so that's where it came from. So that's what's up. But yeah, man, dude, I kind of stopped watching SmackDown just because it went to the point where it's like, all right, I can watch the first half hour or first 15 minutes of SmackDown, get the gist of it, and that's it. I don't need to watch anything else. Like, I honestly don't need to watch anything else. Back in the day, it was Sasha came out or Roman came out, and it's like, these seem to be the only 2 important people on the show because I don't want to fall asleep with Charlotte coming out.
Now people got to watch Butch.
Yeah, now they got to watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. I'm telling you, he's going to make that faction.
Butch, the Peaky Blinder.
Yeah, from the 20s. I don't understand why does Sheamus walk around in bar fighting gear with his hands taped, wife beater, the pants, the hat, the little jacket, but he wrestles in gear, like in regular wrestling gear. He doesn't wrestle like a street fighter. Yeah, like you want to fight outside, but you wrestle in like I don't get it.
You know when I thought of that? When he first fought Drew McIntyre and he started rocking that, I go, yo, why don't you just, if it's a fight, your hands are taped, why would you take off the tape?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. He walks around like he's from the 40s, but he wrestles like he's from 2012. Like, wait a minute. This whole thing ain't making sense. But I have to say, I only saw the face of Butch. because I saw all those memes with the sci-fi with the Seinfeld fucking meme where he's looking, he's like, is this Butch? And they start laughing at him. He's like, it's not funny. That that meme.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's actually trying a little harder than Damian Priest is. Because Damian Priest heard the idea and said, fuck it. I can't be Spanish anymore, so I'm just gonna waste everybody's money. I'm gonna walk outside and waste everybody's money.
Okay,
I'm dog could put on a better performance than Damian Priest.
Yeah. Tone myself don't know what Damian Priest is supposed to be. What do you think he's supposed to be? And let's start with NXT because I got lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What like what is I don't know.
What's his character supposed to be? I don't.
Yeah,
like you know his fucking like his name in ROH was like Murder Martinez or something. So obviously
Punishment Martinez, right?
Yeah,
Punishment Martinez. Yeah, so obviously he was supposed to be a Punisher.
Yeah. So he was like a real gothic kind of guy, right? Like you know that one kid that listened to neo metal once and never let it go.
Yep,
that's that guy.
I mean, you see all the talons that he wears, like the metal talons, like scraping on both of his nipples. Like, he's supposed to be like this gothy dude.
But then he comes out with Puerto Rican instruments on his thighs.
But like, he's Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah, no, he is. No, this is no Razor Ramon. He's legit Puerto Rican from New York.
Yeah,
okay, 100%.
See, even Lay's doing it now. Even Lay doing it. If he's supposed to be from the Bronx, he's not from New York. He's from the Bronx. No, but he's from New York. Let's put it let's go with that.
I'm trying to figure out. We discussed this like in length. Like, what are you exactly? Yeah. You know how everybody has their thing. Seth Rollins is an idiot right now, floating through things. Then him and Becky go to some of the thrift stores, right?
Yeah,
that's clear, right? But I'm like, what? Like you look like Hot Topics meet every Puerto Rican festival I've ever been to, and you just said
it's like the big and tall version of Hot Topic.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah. And I just don't know what's going on right now. I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know what he's supposed to be anymore. Show me a pic of the gothy guy.
There you go, with the nipples. With the nipples.
That's a perfect picture.
Yeah. That's exactly
And this is his new character now.
Yeah.
So this was him before.
There's one with a vest, right?
Now.
There's one with a vest that has a whole vest. Not that one. Go up that he's standing.
This one?
That was him, I believe, in ROH, I think. Before.
No, he was fatter in ROH.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he was. But that was him when he first came, right? That's when he first got there. That's NXT.
Yeah.
And I go to the tassel ones. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Skinny version of The Rock.
Here goes your ROH, right?
There you go. I just don't know who he is now.
Oh, here you go. He was fatter?
There you go, yep.
Wow, my man looked like a head shrinker.
Transformation. Yeah, he does look like Samoan.
Hey, but more power to him. But I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this?
Oh, look, there's a picture of him as The Rock.
Oh, here you go.
The shirt.
Oh.
Yeah. Good cosplay, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
He don't have the charisma. Yeah. When you pull this, you can't be The Rock. You don't have the charisma for The Rock. When you do this, you don't have the charisma for The Rock.
Bro, even back in the day when he was in NXT, I had no idea who he was. He would come out like he was calm, cool, collected, but then he would tell somebody in the back like he'd be scared of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had to ask that because Alexis, we're talking about completely changing a character. I have no idea who you are.
The one cool thing he did in NXT was when he did the shit and the fucking flames went off.
Oh, his name?
His name? Yeah, because they showed him, they did that, and then the flames, the timing was perfect. He tried to do that shit once on Raw. He said like this, boom. Whoosh, that didn't happen. He's like, my man, like this means go. It means go. I don't know what. Yeah, now I'm mad at you. And they said, yo, we love that character. Be that character all the time. What character? The now I'm mad at you. Okay. I'll be the now I'm mad at you character now. All of a sudden.
Yeah, you punch me, but don't slap me or I get upset. What?
Yeah.
Why is slapping upsetting you, but not punching you in your face?
Yeah, try to beat me, but don't win, because then I'm gonna get upset also. And the crowd can cheer you, but not show support.
Yeah, what are they doing with that?
Also.
Like, what's the end game of that?
Weakness, bro. I don't know what the fuck.
I have no idea.
Yo, Matt, if you're still watching, please, because I'm pretty sure he's watching and he's like Googling shit. He's talking to his boys. He's writing down, looking at his notes. He's like, all right, hold on, wait. It's got to be one. Nope. I know who everyone else is. There's a guy that has the switch on his pants and he comes out with it and he plays the game while he wrestles. I know him.
What?
I don't know Damian Priest. Yep, he's looking at his notes right now. You can't, Matt, if you could tell us what Damian Priest is supposed to be, other than Bad Bunny's partner from WrestleMania. Please inform us, Matt.
Yeah, please.
We need that.
Definitely love to know.
Yeah, Dave, that's one of the wrestlers from Invictus Wrestling.
Oh, really?
He actually has like the paddles for the Nintendo Switch. You know how they disconnect? That's like his tights, and he comes out with the Switch and shit like that. Yeah, he's the.
Oh, that's cool.
When I was looking at him, he was the social media champion. I forgot his name, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
that's pretty dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Show's in the building. But I thought it was like a...
Show's watching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be coming on?
Dave. He's like Damian Priest. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know his character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was more of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. There's Damian and then there's Priest.
I'll go with that. Because I can't identify exactly what he's supposed to be. I'll run with that idea.
But
I hear you.
Okay.
No, it makes no sense though. If they're gonna go, you might get the Damian, then you should be coming out looking like a priest.
What about
if your name is Damian Priest and one of your alter egos is your first name, then you should lean towards more your last name of Priest. So when you switch to Damian, it's a total opposite.
What?
Not just I'm a big guy that's now mad. What were you? You wasn't Holly Jolly Christmas when you was wrestling. What were you before you were mad?
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't make any sense when like Luke Gallows came out as Festus and then when the bell rang, he got mad.
I was just like,
true, but it was entertaining. Yeah, it was entertaining though, and he had one hell of a match with Undertaker. I don't know if you guys remember that on the SmackDown. He had one hell of a match with Undertaker.
I mean,
but
he can go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing is, so can Priest. I just don't know what direction he's going.
He's the only guy that I've watched that I'm not impressed with.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And we should be, because he had the triple threat matches he had with Divakovic and Keith Lee in NXT were phenomenal matches.
His shit with Gargano was really good too.
Yeah, so that's it. Donovan Divakovic.
He makes a whole
Donakovic.
Donovan Diakovic.
Oh my god.
Diet Coke bitch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's
one of them in my office. Diet Coke bitch.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. But yo, all right.
So yeah.
Transition. Did you guys watch the cage match with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I just finished watching it right before the podcast started.
Cool.
Yo, that spot where Britt Baker was fell off the top rope and landed on that chair.
On that
I don't know
chair or those chairs.
Chairs, yeah.
No, the chair, because nothing moved. She said, "Whoop," and that chair just said, "Oh, was I supposed to sell this?" I was like, "Yo, she broke her back on that one." Like, if they can't go through tables, what made her think that was gonna do anything? That chair, that solid steel chair, was gonna bend if she can't go through the table. But I was like, "Yo, I appreciated that from her because that was one of the hardcore shit I've ever seen for women."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a little on the nose, them in San Antonio and her winning. I was like,
yeah,
really? No one saw that?
It was a little WWE-ish.
Yeah.
Because
remember,
had,
Vince is not a fan of a face winning at home.
But he is a fan of having some kind of a memory thing, because on Father's Day, Curtis Axel won the Intercontinental Championship for the first time, and they was like, "Oh, it's Father's Day, and he's got his father's name, and he won the Intercontinental title where his father was the Intercontinental Champion." They did that whole thing. Like they do have those. If it means something more than you're just from this town, they let you win type shit. And also, if you're John Cena, because John Cena won the title in Boston when he made his return against Jericho.
So, yeah. So like, what I thought about the whole thing was that it was kind of booked bad. I kind of wish Thunder Rosa wasn't going up against Britt Baker at Revolution. I wish they would have saved that a little bit. That way it would have been more meaningful.
Spaced out?
Yeah. It wasn't spaced out good.
I honestly think if she would have won it at Revolution and then had the rematch in a cage at her hometown, it would have been like she defended it there, and there would have still been a good impact.
I feel like she should have wrestled. The thing with Martinez, that storyline should have went further, and she should have wrestled her at Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. When I was like, because that makes sense.
It didn't make sense in a records standpoint either, because she lost, so she should be at the bottom of the line, right? So that didn't make a lot of sense to me either.
Now, if Britt goes, listen, you want a title match? If you beat her Revolution, you'll get it. Boom.
That's it.
Yeah. And there's a reason you bought Martinez, right? There's a reason you bought her in, right? Ultimately, it's like a hired gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I hope this builds up between like Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker to finally go off one-on-one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
They have their Wardlow thing going again over there. The whole Wardlow thing going.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was a waste of a match at Revolution. You're right, Gigi. Yeah, that's.
No, absolutely, completely agree, Gigi. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's funny because speaking of the Wardlow thing, I was like, felt you could have milked a little more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let Scorpio get over clean, at least. I mean, the man just got the title, son. I'm happy they didn't take him off him, because they'll do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, let him get a win, bro.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he paid this dude. It was almost like a hit, because in all honesty, like, Scorpio was acting like, you ain't ready for me, son. Like, you could powerbomb Symphony anybody, but you ain't ready for me. And if he would have lost, like, let's say he lost to Scorpio Sky, right? That could have been more fuel for MJF to be like, yo, bro, you're not ready for the big time. You can beat these little guys here and there and somebody in a ladder match with 6 other people, defending, But when you come up to somebody on my level, you're not ready for that. And it proves with Scorpio Sky, you're just some brute that I hired to protect me, and you think that you're somebody because you win a couple matches here and there. We're gonna have to shut you down, bro. Pop that big head of yours. That would have been an excellent storyline, because it would have showed, like, when it came to a real wrestler like Scorpio Sky, Wardlow needs a little bit more experience. And it wouldn't have killed Wardlow. It wouldn't have killed him, because going into that straight storyline, we would have saw the growth of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, show his adversity, what he can go through. Like he loses on some, and like I said, they don't even come out and attack. MJF just comes out and does his heel shit, and he'll disrespect him, and he'll do it on levels that other people can't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's MJF. You know what I'm saying? He will verbally cut you down, and it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Wardlow in that ring. Like, is he right? Like him walking out on some, I think he might be right. I had my first title shot and I lost. Clean. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, you were saying,
so with that being said, guys, right? He's clearly out of the Pinnacle. How do we feel about Brian Cage making a return as an added member going up against Wardlow as punishment for going up against the Pinnacle?
That's actually a really good idea.
You know, it makes sense, but he would have to come in like not for nothing. He left Team Taz because of that, and then he goes to MJF. Like I want to see how they got together, but that does make sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense because Cage is a guy that can take on Wardlow, and he's coming back to someone new. You don't have to worry about trying to rebrand somebody. What's going on, Steve?
Ready to Rumble. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's a shit show, but it's a good one.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see.
Oh yeah,
in Wardlow versus Brian Cage one-on-one. Two big meaty men going at it in the middle of the ring, man. Like I'm ready for that.
It's the kind of man McMahon is somewhere going to jack to.
Yeah, but that also gives another dynamic because Brian Cage is a fucking athlete, bro. Like my man, he can do more than just be a big brute in the ring.
Yeah. And when he was in Lucha Underground, bro. When I saw him do, what was it? He did I believe it was a shooting star press to Willie Mack. And when they had matches, the Willie Mack and Brian Cage have great matches. You guys get a chance, find Lucha Underground on YouTube. Willie Mack versus Brian Cage. Amazing matches. But I saw him, I was like, that's not right. He is way too big for that. You know what I'm saying? And same thing for Jeff Cobb too, man. Yeah. I mean, it would be fun to see Jeff Cobb come in as a like a hired muscle for somebody. Love seeing that dude. See that dude wrestle
Brian Cage versus.
No, but Wardlow, yeah, you're right, Gigi. I'm with it. That's a great idea, Dave. I am with that. Sign me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What is Steve says? Fight that I'm hyped for is Hawthorne versus Eddie Hall on Saturday. Oh, is that UFC?
I believe so.
That might be boxing. I don't. Hold up. Oh yeah, that's boxing. Eddie Hall is the former world
strong man. Yeah. The guy, the Mountain versus somebody else. Yeah, the guy that played the Mountain on Games of Thrones.
Okay, so the guy who played the Mountain on Game of Thrones versus the former world strongest man. I guess they're gonna box.
What? This celebrity boxing, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, that's kind of dope.
So both of these guys are strongmen, but this guy right here, Eddie Hall, he actually was world's strongest man. I think once or twice. And he cut down a lot because this guy is around 400 pounds.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, that guy. I remember seeing videos of him. That's how he got the job for Game of Thrones, right? Because he was just a massive fucking dude.
Yeah.
I think like his actual name is Thor. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Half Thor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm ready. Is that free? Shit.
There's enough sites.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can watch it on some of these sites.
I'll find a site. Pretty good at that.
But what were we talking about?
We just finished with a Wardlow and Brian Cage.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about Regal and everything else. Regal and this whole thing with Mox and Daniel. Son.
How you guys feel about that shit?
I actually like where it's going. Especially when they get that kid from the Best Friends that he came back in the ring and Regal slapped him and he was on some. I was like, and they did name him as one of the young guys they want to train. One of the, as I call it, one of the young lions to bring to their dojo. The whole the Japan thing, if you want to call it that.
Yeah,
I got no problem with that.
He slapped the shit out of him though. William Regal slapped the shit out of him, homeboy. It's so good, Steve. That's a match I would like to see that shit. Watch it for free. I'm not paying for it, but I'll definitely watch the 2 Strongman box.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what is it? Gunther, Yuta Cage, Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta, right? That was the dude that.
I believe so.
That was a Gunther Yuta.
Gunther Yuta.
Yeah.
How about
I was like buttercream, buttercrop,
Wheeler.
Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he slapped the shit out of him.
Thank you.
Look at the chat.
I'm pretty sure he looks like a Gunther, you know?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
does not.
If you're gonna call him Yuta,
Regal looks more like a Gunther. But yeah, man. Yeah, no, he slapped
Gunther Yuta.
It's almost like when he slapped Mox. It was the same thing. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, is that like initiation?
Apparently.
Or like a nod almost?
There we go.
Gunther Yuta is the new signee to Diamond Wrestling. That was supposed to be a surprise.
More bloated than AEW at that point, at this rate.
Word.
But yeah.
Stacked roster.
I feel like it's funny because and then Jericho has that stable that he came out with that's stupid. But and remember, they named Daniel Garcia and he's with them.
Yeah, not for nothing. That shit's growing on me a little bit.
Yeah, what?
The Jericho Appreciation Society. After he explained it, and now I know what it is. Like, it makes sense now.
Yo, that promo where he turned around and says, the reason why these guys can't do what I do is because they're professional wrestlers. I'm a sports entertainer.
Yes.
I was like, yo, if my man isn't spitting in the face, he is Rob Van Damming AEW right now. Because remember, Rob Van Dam was, I'm the guy that the WWE's going to hire. You people ain't shit. Like, any moment that WWE's going to hire me, that was his gimmick in ECW. My man Jericho's like, I'm the WWE in this motherfucker. I'm the WWE. I'm the sports entertainer you motherfuckers wish you can be. You pro wrestlers. I was like, yo, my man is a genius. I mean, they just lobbed it up to him. Don't get me wrong. This shit didn't come out of his ass. They lobbed that up to him.
That was all Eddie Kingston.
He paid attention to the way these people are talking. And he just ran with it. But that was fucking genius.
I do love how he changed Matt and Jeff's name.
Yeah.
If you see the way Regal and them are talking and you see the way he's talking, that's a collision course 100% of the way. Regal said this is where men get in here and pro wrestlers fight. And then Jericho says that, you're like, how interesting. On the same night, two very different views of pro wrestling. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be first Eddie Kingston and they need a fucking tag team name. I'm tired of saying their whole name, man.
Santana.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Proud and Powerful.
You really want to say all that?
That's less than saying Santana and Ortiz.
But
and powerful?
Proud and Powerful.
Yo,
rolls right off the tongue.
Boogie.
Ortiz is man short. Man. You know what I'm talking about. Don't play with me.
We should just call them the Boogie Downers.
Yeah.
All three of them, fuck it. The Boogie Downers.
I got one for you.
They're from the Bronx.
That's pretty much what they are at this point. You know,
I mean,
that's what they are.
Just missing Homicide. No, dude. What if we get that? What if we get like a fucking Blood and Guts with the sports entertainment faction and the and Eddie Kingston and and the rest of the LAX.
You got Eddie. You get Eddie, Homicide, those two, and then for the fun of it, and nobody realizes Hernandez comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for that match, Hernandez comes out. I remember when I thought Hernandez was going to be the shit because he was another big dude that could fly. Yeah. I didn't understand the Superman tattoo on his chest, but whatever.
He was Supermax. Remember the Supermax? He was
Supermax, but there's being called it, and then they're just doing that.
Yeah, no, it's true. You know it's true.
But yeah, that would be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Some people's argument was like, Homicide's old. And I'm like, so is fucking Chris Jericho.
Everyone's old and done. In wrestling?
I'm going to tell you right now, Homicide may be old, but his wrestling style is built for his age. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be doing suicide dives. I'm saying he's going to grab it. He's going to grab a battery chair and try to cripple you. That's the way he goes.
Yo, but in wrestling, you don't hit your prime until you're like 38 years old. Look at Batista started at 40-something years old. People don't remember. Batista started at 40-something years old.
DDP started at 34.
Yeah, like a lot of these wrestlers we saw were oldish. AJ Styles is doing phenomenal shit. He's like, what, 45 or something?
Yeah. Yo, first and foremost, let's just understand that R-Truth looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And he's still jacked.
That's K-Quick. K-Quick with a different hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like.
You said K-Quick?
Yeah. Remember
K-Quick? What did he
do
to you?
I'm just saying, if people don't know K-Quick back in the day, it was when he first started WWE.
Okay, so when he started, right? He was with a tag team with Road Dogg, and he was K-Quick.
Yeah, this was right after the New Age Outlaws.
He was literally wearing like FUBU pants and all that shit.
Yeah, he was all silver and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine Kofi Kingston when Kofi Kingston started in the biggest pair of jeans, silver shiny jeans, and the glove and all that other shit rapping.
Yeah, I remember what Kofi Kingston was when Kofi Kingston started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
fake Jamaican accent.
Triple H is like, what happened to your accent? Like he stopped the whole promo and goes, what happened to your accent?
He did that for Masterpiece too. He's like, wasn't you 20 pounds heavier last week?
Who's that?
Masterpiece. Remember when Masterpiece got off the juice? He's like, wasn't you about 20 pounds heavier?
Yep.
And Masterpiece looked at him like, nigga, you wasn't the only like they didn't tell you to get off. It's like I'd have been like, well, they told me to stop. They clearly didn't tell you to stop.
Yeah, with all due respect, where do you think that heart attack came from?
A lot of them came from it. Yo,
not for nothing. Clean and sober, but the juicing doesn't go away.
Yo, a heart attack is almost like the way wrestlers die. You know, Umaga, Yokozuna, Bam and Bigelow, fucking
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero passed away. Mr. Perfect,
Chris Benoit,
the Warrior. Benoit. He eventually it was gonna happen. You know, a lot of these people, because of the drugs, the drugs, the painkillers, the steroids, the drinking, all of that shit happens for these wrestlers going down the line. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, I'm surprised Ric Flair didn't pass. Ric Flair had survived a back injury. Remember, he was in a plane crash, broke his back.
He had to change up his whole style because of that. Because Ric Flair was like a power wrestler. He was brawling, son. Yeah.
I mean,
it affects him so much. What we say? I'm sorry. We say
no. Like it affects him so much. Like later down the line, that like even Triple H, you know, from all the stress he was having from losing NXT, dude got a heart attack or something like that. He had heart problems.
Yeah.
So,
but you know, like Jake the Snake Roberts said in his Hall of Fame induction speech, he was mad. Like his only true love was wrestling. He had kids and a wife, but his only true love, his addiction, was wrestling. And a lot of these people have that. It's that rush of hearing the crowd and all that other stuff, and you know they'll sacrifice their lives to do the shit. I remember Matt was telling somebody in one of the interviews he did that he would like, it would take 10 10, 15 years off his life to be a wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, that it was one of those things. It's like if I didn't have the injuries I had, I probably would have did it too. It was like fuck it. Like he told me he got hit by a kendo stick by the Sandman, and I'm jealous. Like who in their right mind gets jealous of someone for getting hit in the fucking face with a kendo stick? But it's the Sandman doing it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Undertaker's gonna whack me in the head with a chair and I'm gonna lose half of my body, fuck it. Let's go. I don't need that half.
Yeah, no problem. I'm taking a stunner quick.
Yeah, you know.
Not taking a rock bottom because fuck that.
Yeah. No.
That's why I'm saying, like, call it a sport, call it art, what performance art, whatever you want. I love this shit. That's why I love this shit. You know, they do.
It's not conducive to the.
There's no off season.
It's not conducive to a normal lifestyle.
There's really no off season to this thing. You know what I mean? If you can go for 4 years straight, you're gonna do it. You get injured, you're gonna be on some. I want to go back right away.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know, not for nothing, when everybody makes fun of like Sasha Banks for taking off all those times, I'm not mad at her for that.
No.
It's like there's life outside of wrestling, especially for a woman, because the woman can only do something for so long until she wants to get a family and all that stuff. Like after she has the kids, like it's almost like a miracle Becky came back after her kid and wanted to still wrestle. It's usually, you know, they were like, all right, I did that, now I'm gonna be a mom.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying it was a bad choice, but it was like, all right, she came back to be a wrestler as a mom. Now, think about that. What else would she be willing to do to be a wrestler? You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's willing to live this life with a brand new baby child and be a wrestler and the champion and do all this shit and be in the mainstream, you know, the main profiles and all that, like, you can't be mad at them when somebody's taking juice to heal or to get bigger because they need to be on TV. Especially back in those days. It's like, if you wasn't on TV, you wasn't getting paid.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Like, that's what's lost in a lot of the wrestlers nowadays is that they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to do anything to get themselves over. They don't want to show up and do matches. They don't want to do the hard stuff. They want to make it's most of them do it just because it's like glamorous to them and they like their name out in the spotlight for maybe once or twice. I don't like Becky Lynch that much, but I when the way Toe just said it, I gotta respect her for that, coming back and doing that, because I mean she's dedicated, and I can't knock that. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
I mean, and you're the one bringing in the dough. She's bringing in the big bucks, son. Because I got once again, Seth Rollins is cool, but Roman said it the best. He goes, if I want to wrestle a marquee name, I'll wrestle your wife. You know, you got to be real. Your wife and me on the same level.
Yeah.
You are whatever this is.
Yeah.
I'm saying? So go to your thrift store and get out of my ring. Go on. Get out of here. See?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you know, that's I mean, props to anybody that comes back like that turnaround. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it was Cena that broke his neck in March. He came back in April. I was like, you are out of your mind, brother.
Yeah.
Out of your goddamn your goddamn Bostonian mind, bro. You are bugging, son.
Bostonian.
There was when he tore his bicep. This is when he came back to face Jericho in the Boston Garden. He tore his bicep and he was on like YouTube. He was doing these videos where he wanted to, you know, tell people, he was like, yo, the doc told me it was about to like 9 months until the return. I'm going to do it in 6. And he did it in 6. And like they showed his workouts and like he would do the bench press. And you know how the squats, you have that bar. So that way, if you don't have a spotter, it protects you from, you know, he put the bar like one rung lower. So he would do this. That would be his whole motion for the bench press with like 90 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever he had. And he would show his progression in working. Like the dedication he has to his body and the actually showing up, I'll give him all the respect in the world for that. But his in-ring, the shit, that's the beef I got.
That's a good.
It's on here. We have it. You can't edit it. Don't do that.
The first positive thing.
Being someone that had the inability to move both of his shoulders at one point of his life, I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally, like this empty cup would have been too heavy for me after my shoulder surgeries. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like for him to recover that fast. Like the rehab and all that shit it takes a toll on you mentally and physically. You gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him that. And since Kenny's not here, there's no proof of it.
Dave,
right.
We both heard that, right? We both heard this.
Right? We heard it. Yeah, I'm gonna clip it.
Okay, good. I wasn't alone.
Hey yo.
So what else happened on Diamond? I'm sorry, that was you have to live in those moments.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. What else happened on Diamond?
Something else did happen.
Yeah, what was it?
I just wish I could.
Adam Cole pinned Jungle Boy in the trios match that started the show with
the Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Hardy Brothers.
You said Adam
Hardy
Cole?
Brothers. Yes.
Okay, cool.
But the Hardy Brothers. They're called the Hardy Brothers, not the Hardy Boys.
I thought they were called the
Hardy
Hardys.
Boys came out.
Well, they call them the Hardy Brothers.
Oh.
In AEW.
But man,
yeah.
Call them whatever you want. They're the Hardy Boys.
It's true.
If it makes AEW feel better, they're the Hardy Boys. If you got
Why do they just do it? Why do they just call them the Hardy Boys with like an S instead of a Z? That way they can't get.
It's true. Or the Hardy Men.
Well, yeah, Hardy. Nah.
The Hardy Men's.
You said that
Men's with a Z.
No. The Hardy Men. You go, really?
They used to call Sting the man called Sting. There you go. The men called Hardy. Perfect.
There you go.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
You know
you're fucking it all.
That
up.
one is. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
There's somebody out there going, no.
We're making money for these people. Hand over fist. They're not even using it.
Yeah. Oh, Adam Cole pinned Jungle Boy?
Yeah, he pinned Jungle Boy to win the trios match. It was the opening. So I don't know if they're gonna try to keep going with Adam Cole versus Adam Page, or it looks kind of like they're gonna try to get Adam Cole to get the Young Bucks to turn on Adam Page, because they already said it's like if Adam Page is involved, we're not wrestling him.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a way to get Omega to come back and be like, "Yo, Cole, you stepping out of line right now."
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
like the Young Bucks right now, they're doing their thing. They're doing that. They had that little promo with FTR. They're gonna have a little a program with them. So maybe like after the fact, they'll start doing that storyline and get Kenny Omega back. And I miss Kenny Omega, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, there's rumors that FTR's new manager might be Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, yep.
This is what I'm hearing, yeah. Because the Young Bucks said, "Oh, you can get a new manager that's the best there is, or the best of all time, and it's still not gonna help you." And my brother's like, "Oh, you saw that slip right there? The best there is, the best there was, the best ever."
Yeah, because they're both massive Bret Hart fan.
Yeah.
So.
Not totally fans, apparently. Fuck.
Huh?
Even though they're more the fucking brain busters or Four Horsemen tag team type than the Hart Foundation.
Oh, absolutely.
That's weird. I know I'm veering off a lot, but like that's what I was thinking about. How does FTR have firing what is it called? Firing possibilities. Because they're part of the Pinnacle still, right? They never got kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
So isn't MJF the leader? Wouldn't MJF be the one to do the firing and the hiring? All right. I wonder if he's okay with one of his dudes just getting fired by the tag team that he just put in his faction.
I'm with you.
But that's just me.
I swore to God, Dave, I thought the same thing. I was like, how can they fire Tully?
Yeah, he literally bought them like what? He bought them shit. He bought them watches or something. Yeah. And you're just gonna fire him?
Yeah.
But that'd be a perfect fit, dude. And I know FTR loves him. CM Punk loves him. And man, and, not for nothing, he was the guy that came out when he presented the AEW belt. First very Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is true.
I think that's a right fit.
But also, he's kind of like, if you look at Jake the Snake Roberts could cut a promo, but he can't really move that well. Bret Hart, his tendencies that he has that he'll like stumble, and you see the effects of the stroke he had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's also like, at what capacity is he gonna be in?
Wow.
Because they don't take full advantage of their managers in AEW. I don't know if you guys noticed this. It's almost like the managers are just, look at these legends that are outside in the ring now.
Yeah, there's
because Arn Anderson will do the playbook shit, and it's like, hold on, I don't see Arn Anderson as a coach.
That was a Cody thing, man. Yeah, Cody did that.
But there's no real growth. There's no real growth when like FTR had, when they came in and they wrestled the Young Bucks, they changed nothing about their style when they added Tully Blanchard to their stable. Now, if they would have changed and had more of Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson dirty tactics, and they were more serious and like more tough, they took all that antics out bullshit. They didn't speak. They just like, they were straight out enforcers.
That's a perfect.
I get it.
What? There was no growth. Like, remember when Arn Anderson was outside of Cody's home with a fucking barrel that homeless people use in Chicago streets over here for some reason?
Yeah.
And he's like, this tie, this pink tie, you ain't gonna need this anymore, right? Throws it in the fire, and then he's like, we're gonna like, you would think that's like a complete change of what Cody was, and he was gonna change over and be this badass dude or like a heel, and there was no payoff to that. He ended up leaving the company, and then you got, like you said, FTR, and then you got Jake the Snake with Lance Archer. I think the only manager now that is actually showing growth with some of the people that he manages is, and whether you like him or not, is Dan Lambert.
Yeah.
I mean, Scorpio Sky just won the TNT Championship with him as his manager. So
this is true.
Paige got a contract.
Well, the growth with that is that he's got Scorpio Sky on TV now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when Scorpio Sky was with the SoCal Val team, you know, what were they?
What?
With,
SCU.
SCU. When he was with them, he was on TV all the time. They were tag team champions. Once he stopped that, he was the face of the revolution of the sit down. The revolution of the go sit down and let the new guys wrestle.
But they protected him for that amount of time that he wasn't wrestling or whatever. You know, the amount of time he didn't go for after the championship. He won every match. So it's not like he did nothing the whole time.
Yeah, but he was a fixture on Dark.
Right.
The house shows. I mean, granted, Dark might be a good program to watch. I don't watch it. Okay. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not on that Dynamite or Rampage, you're not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Jim Cornette said.
Well, this is also the man that said that Keith Lee sounds too smart.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to be associated with that shit. Fucking Keith Lee. You can't sound too smart.
Yeah, you sound too smart for your own good. What the fuck does that mean?
For the life of me, I can never understand. Like,
if Keith Lee was going undercover as a high school student, then yeah, I get it. You sound too smart.
I want him to make it make sense.
Because he articulates what he says. He doesn't mumble his words. I guess he just sounds too smart.
Maybe.
For his own good.
Maybe Keith Lee's just a smart man.
I like what Gigi said, though. William Regal is exactly like, he is the most important fucking signee they've had in a long time, and he's a great. I mean, he was a great general manager. He's going to be a great manager for if they end up doing this faction thing.
I think he brings a lot of legitimacy to any place he's at because of his history and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you right away you go. That stable's respectable because William Regal's there.
I get it, and that makes sense. But if Gunther Uter is going to be on their team, he needs a complete overhaul. If Wheeler Uter, I know, I said it on purpose. He needs a complete overhaul.
But that's the point.
What do you mean by that?
You're going to build these. You're going to take these new guys and build them from the ground up.
You know why? Because in all actuality, Jericho is doing what Daniel Bryan and John Moxley said they're gonna do. Jericho's been doing that since day one.
Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, I call him Daniel Bryan.
Why did you say it like this? Why did you say it like
because
they're doing?
Yeah, because they're gonna do what they want to do. They want to build up the talent. Yeah, that's what they want to do.
All right, got it.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jericho bring in Santana and Ortiz and Sammy Guevara, and as much as we want to say that they haven't been on TV, they've been the main characters for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And now he got 2.0, completely overhauled them. Look at their real names. These guys are not jokes. And also, as much as they wanted to tell you that Daniel Garcia is important, I just made him important. By Daniel Garcia going, I am a sports entertainer, they made him relevant now. Just by standing out there and saying that. Because he was a good wrestler, and him versus Daniel Bryan and all other shit, those are good matches. And on paper, that's what we want to see. We want to see good matches. Now he has a story to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has a reason for being out there with Jericho.
I agree with
Wheeler
that.
Yuta goes out there and teams up with Moxie and Daniel Bryan. At most, I see him doing right now is I'm going to stand in the corner and look like a tough guy.
Wheeler Yuta?
With Moxie and Daniel Bryan, what are they going to do with him? They're going to change his whole character? Like they would have had a better they would have had a better chance of doing that with Orange Cassidy.
Regal will.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be the I'm not talking tough guy that's just gonna wrestle. And then you're gonna chain wrestle?
First and foremost,
I get it.
We don't know.
Like that.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what.
But this is the product they're showing me. Because Moxley was the killer that can hurt you in so many ways, and then in that tag match he's chain wrestling.
You have your technical, you have your badass deathmatch guy if you need it, and you got your high flyer Wheeler Yuta.
And both the deathmatch guy and the technical guy wrestled technically. And not for nothing, the other Wheeler Yuta's partner, I forgot his name. Don't get me wrong. In that tag match was actually holding his own. He was impressing me more than Gunther Yuta.
Well, the point is
I thought Yuta. I said Yuta.
What they're doing with both Mox and Danielson are doing is put over that cat that made him look great. In a sense, they're doing exactly what they said they're doing. Yeah. You said that guy was impressing you, right?
His tag team partner. Wheeler Yuta's tag team partner. Yeah.
How does that happen without them two doing what they need to do to make him look good? They're literally doing what they're saying they're doing, bro.
But then they're holding Wheeler back. If they want to say that Wheeler's a good wrestler, then why would they make him?
Here's the thing: is in order to build up Wheeler the way they intend to, they got to make him look a certain way. It's like anything else with any other storyline, bro. You break somebody down, you build them back up. Anything. So the other dude looks great, and then that's why Wheeler turned around and came back. Because he was the same thing I was talking about with the Wardlow. He's questioning himself. He come back in there, he was like, "Yo, hold up, wait a minute. I can't believe that match went that way." And he left the best friends, his crew, and came back in to pretty much just join them. You know what I mean? It's not doing it like Jericho, because Jericho does his shit his way. He's doing it a different way, a different stable. You know what I mean? These guys are not sports entertainers on this side. They're professional wrestlers. Those guys over there are sports entertainers. So you, like I said, you have two different ends of the spectrum there. That's what you got. You got this side here, building pro wrestlers. You know what I mean? What kind of character they're going to build, listen, I have no idea. Over here, you have Jericho with his long-winded, whatever the fuck he said, because I really wasn't paying attention. Because once I heard the name, I was like, fuck all of this.
And you know what?
He was just explaining why these people appreciate him.
I understand that. But once I heard the name, I go, first of all, his name is long and stupid and fuck this. But I'm a Jericho fan, so I never doubt Jericho. Ever.
But here's the thing, though, right? Mm-hmm. So we got William Regal, mm-hmm. who literally stands there like, I'm going to fuck you up. And it's believable. Mm-hmm. He has the I will fuck up anybody in this building look. And it's believable. 100%.
Yes.
Moxley, when he's not wrestling, looks like he's been possessed by the fucking Hakeem the Dream. You know what I'm saying? Like by the fucking, the African Dream. All this bullshit. you know, like when he walks and he's like a demon's trying to come out of him. I don't know if that's what he's portraying, but that's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Bryan is literally like, look at what I learned in WWE. This is what I'm getting. Like, I've learned how to be a bad guy now. But besides the point, where is Wheeler gonna fit in this?
We don't know yet.
Is he gonna be hopping down the ring because I'm the high flyer?
We have no idea. We have to wait and see what they do with him.
I'm Taz.
Here's a question. What has Daniel Garcia shown you from that thing that happened with Jericho? What did he show you? What did 2.0 show you? What did Jake Hager show you?
In that
promo? What did they show you?
Most of these guys
in that promo?
Yeah, in the promo. What did they show you?
What Danny Garcia showed me was that I'm willing to be a professional wrestler to get where I want to be at. He was like, I was a professional wrestler. I was challenging CM Punk. I was challenging all these people to show that I'm a better wrestler than you. It's got me nowhere. Now I'm a sports entertainer. It's going to take me to the top.
Okay, so that's one way of doing it, right?
But you see the
versus Daniel Garcia versus
the intensity he had off of that. Like, I would believe Daniel Garcia will mop the floor with Wheeler.
Wheeler Yuta didn't have to do he didn't even have a chance to say anything.
Yeah. So
at least Daniel Garcia had a chance. But I feel like the way we're talking about it is that we're talking about these people like, Hardys, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, William Regal. These guys have already established themselves as, who they are. We don't know who Wheeler Yuta is because he's barely on. But I think what we're saying is like, give him a chance to see what he can be. Honestly, at the end of the day, his character, everything that involves, if he does end up joining, it's on him. He's got to show us.
No, I get that. I get it. It's just what I'm saying is like, I'm not feeling the vibes.
Okay.
Of them actually helping this dude out.
Yeah. But see, I think what's happening a lot is the sports entertainment side of it is like there's a lot of talk on one side and the other side is not the way they're rolling. Like I said, we have no idea what they're going to do with Wheeler and how it's going to go over the next couple of weeks. We have no idea. All Jericho did was cut a promo with these guys, and who says she doesn't fail 2 weeks from now? We have no idea what Wheeler's gonna do either. We have to. It's a lovely progress. I understand you're not feeling it, and it might be for something about Jericho to Regal. I know you're not a fan of Mox or Danielson really, but at least Regal, you know what Regal can do.
But all right, there's too many chefs in that kitchen there. Okay. If Regal came out for Wheeler Yuta and did all that shit and was like, yo, I want to awaken you type shit. Okay, cool. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like you have 3 legends and then this guy comes in. It's almost like the Forbidden Kingdom. You can't have 2 masters.
Oh, but that's the thing is you have pretty much, it's not like any dojo. You have the head guy, right? And yeah, you have trainers. You have the coach, then you have trainers. It's like any gym. You have the coach, but he tells you, yo.
That's like saying that Evolution couldn't work. That's like in any,
it's like an MMA gym, right? You have a Muay Thai coach, you have a boxing coach, you have a jiu-jitsu coach, but you have a head coach. There is one guy like Greg Jackson that puts it all together. Think about it that way, like an MMA camp. You have one head coach,
Yeah.
And then you have the guys that teach other stuff. Jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing. You got to look at it that way.
I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand that. No, I get it. But to go what Dave said, Evolution worked because you had the past, the future, the present, and the muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of we knew Triple H was the guy. Ric Flair was the guy that was the consigliere to Triple H. Randy Orton was the guy that was supposed to be his successor, and Batista took care of the business. Everyone had their place.
Yeah.
So William Regal is the badass, Moxley's the badass, and Daniel Bryan is the perfect technical wrestler. Where does Wheeler Yuta fit in this?
We don't know yet. He's gonna be trained. He's gonna come up with his character. You see, the thing is, everybody loves to fit everything into a trope, right? Hager's a muscle. You have your tag team, and you Garcia's, I guess, the future or whatever. It doesn't always have to be the exact same formula. It doesn't have to be.
I'm not asking for him
Oh,
to get muscle.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying is we have to wait and see. I have no idea what Wheeler's going to be. Like I said, we don't know.
Even that, we still got more names on that list.
Off circle is going to. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Dave.
No, we got more names on that list too, besides just Wheeler Yuta, like Lee Moriarty.
And Daniel Garcia is one of them too. Daniel is one of the names he said.
That's the thing about the younger guys. You can mold them to be however you want. That's why Wheeler Yuta, he hasn't had it really established himself yet. He's a best friend, but what does that really mean? So I think
I understand, and like, not for nothing, like what you're saying makes perfect sense. But instead for them being a faction and bringing Wheeler Yuta in, I think they should be on some, yo, dude, we're gonna test you, and we're gonna push you to your limits to make you better, and that way you could stand strong enough. You don't have to be with the best friends.
Yeah, but that's
your potential's not like
the slap in the face.
In a faction, but in a faction, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Wheeler Yuta would be overshined because I don't see Daniel Bryan and Moxley taking a backseat to this kid.
No, of course.
But if they went person by person, like you're the one that we want to unleash somebody with, you sink or swim. And now that we unleashed the next level of you, go do something with it. I can understand that. But a faction with Lee Moriarty is it's like Team Taz. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hobbs ain't doing shit.
He just had a ladder match
with Ricky Starks. But he's losing Orange Cassidy every chance we get.
And then he's got a match with Keith Lee coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Does he? I thought Keith Lee had a match with somebody else on Rampage. Because they keep telling him, don't show up on Rampage or we're gonna kick your ass again. It's like, my man has a match on Rampage. It's not like he just walks up in there. But you know what I'm saying though?
No, I completely understand what you're saying. My whole thing is we gotta wait and see. I don't know what Wheeler's gonna be. I don't know what I have no idea what this faction or stable is gonna be, or maybe it could be what you said. I'm saying they train these guys to get the hard edge, to be better. And like, yo, you don't have to stand with nobody, you be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You won't need the best friends or for like Dante Martin, like you won't need your brother. You know what I mean? You'll be fine on your own. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel Garcia, you don't need to appreciate anybody but yourself.
That's I think Darius is going to be the sleeper.
Rigo, you're welcome.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all a matter of time, man. You know what I mean? You just got to wait and see.
Just have Wheeler Yuta come out with black tights and black boots. You got to earn your knee pads and your wrist tape
that would be the great young boy dojo thing. I would love to see that because that's exactly how it's done. You know, in Japan, you don't have a cat. You develop everything. You earn everything, one match at a time. You know what I mean? That would be dope. Like everybody, they get like 3 guys, and everybody starts at 0.
Yeah, it's almost like Tough Enough, but it's actually on wrestling.
Actually, yeah, and the guys that you have are already wrestlers. You know, they're
you don't have a finishing move. You don't have jack shit.
Yeah, you don't have to call them young boys or anything. You come up with another name. Pretty sure Rico has a name, or it would be interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's like a MMA camp. You know what I mean? Somebody's hitting you something different, and then there's somebody directing everybody else. You know what I mean? I would honestly, the way I would do it is honestly like the Japanese dojos, or maybe like a boxing camp or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. But we shall see.
What do you think, Dave?
I'm just saying. I think that slap pretty much planted the seed on what we may or may not, see. Like, they had one match together. I don't think that's, we don't even know if he's going to join them.
The bigger thing to me was that he left the best friends and went back in the ring even after the match. Like, he was walking up the ramp and then he said, "Wait, hold up," and just slid back in there. So it should be interesting. I can't wait to see it.
I mean, the fact that we're even talking about Wheeler Yuta right now is kind of
Says
a big deal.
People.
Yeah.
I never thought come March I'm talking about Wheeler at all.
Yeah. But that's another thing I wanted to mention. When you mentioned the top flight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Darius Martin is going to be the guy that you look out for.
Really?
His brother. Yeah, because as much as I like Dante and I think he's talented, his brother is equally as talented, and he can also cut a promo. Dante Martin can't cut a promo.
The first time I seen him, I was like, I don't see you being on the mic that much.
No.
Yeah.
And I know if you saw his matches, it always looked like he's about to take a shit. And then, like, as he's taking a shit, he screams. Like, that's what he looks like.
You know, that's another thing. When I was gonna call him Elix Skipper. When Mr. Retired was managing Dante Martin, you didn't see a growth in Dante Martin either.
Mr.
But
Retired?
you did see him coaching him.
Rush.
Yeah, the man of the what was he?
Moth.
What was this shit? The man of the hour?
Man of
the
hour.
moth? Yeah, the moth.
I'm gonna use that. That's funny.
You know, like you saw him coaching him at least while he was wrestling, but you didn't see any growth in Dante's character.
Yeah,
he was better off by himself there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Even when he tried that Team Taz thing, I was like, the only person that's grown from Team Taz is Hook.
Yeah, and that's because he's not even a part of Team Taz. He's just walking out beating the shit out of people and leaving. Yep. His father's not even there. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. Hook does have this charisma to him.
By not doing anything, he just has it. He's just a badass.
By walking out with the little look and all other shit, and the aura that he gives, and doing the moves cleanly, not doing more than he can, just doing enough at the time, and then leaving. I can see that. Like, all right, this dude has something. Let's hope they don't fuck it up.
Yo, they did the same.
You know?
He's doing the same thing even after the shows, where Tony Khan will come out and go, "All right, let's send Hook," and Hook he'll just come out with a bag of chips, and he'll offer Tony Khan a bag of chips, and Tony Khan will go, "No, I'm good," and then he just goes, "Oh, okay," and he just walks back to the back, like he just comes and goes, doesn't say a word. It's fucking awesome. Like they need more.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know. Was Taz really known for talking either, or was he known just to come in and beat ass?
When Taz was in ECW, he had like lines, but he wasn't exactly. He was
with Bill Alfonso
or Jake the Snake. You know, he wasn't cutting like the great promos.
He was with Bill Alfonso.
Yeah, that too.
Bill Alfonso cut the promos, and at the end of it, beat me if you can, survive if I let you. That's all Taz said.
Bill Alfonso, is that the referee?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right,
blue whistle.
Yep. And he was with Rob Van Dam and Sabu after Taz.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Like father, like son, man.
Apparently.
Yep.
I'm saying.
But like I said, you don't need to talk sometimes to be impactful. You know, like Brock doesn't need to talk, but they give him the mic anyway.
Yeah, and it's funny because when it was Brock and Lashley, I was like, yo, why does Lashley and Brock have mics? You have MVP and Paul Heyman there.
Yeah.
This is what these guys are known for this. I'd be like, I would have been on some, this is not my thing. You can do it.
But make it personal.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have Bobby Lashley speak to Brock, go out there and tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him how you feel. Like, yo, bro, I've been in this company when you were here. You wanted no piece of me. I went to MMA for you. You wanted no piece of me. I came back for you. And it took fucking 3 years to get this shot. I'm going to whoop your ass, son. I've been waiting for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been something. You know, like, have it real. You know, have it real. That one little promo, and the rest could be Paul Heyman and MVP. You know?
Yeah, agree.
All right, Dave. You want to say one last thing before you head out? Or
I don't really have nothing to say.
no one has the speeches ready.
You just said, I have nothing to say. It's it. I'm good.
Yeah, I guess that's it for me, guys. Till next time.
You know it is.
I'll talk to you guys later, though. This is fun.
Know what's
Thank
up,
you.
bro?
Brother. Appreciate you.
Promote your channel, bro.
Yeah, promote yourself.
Oh, yeah. You guys can find me at the Pro Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Just search Pro Wrestling Podcast. Actually, don't do that because every time I try to look for myself, I can't find it. Just go to my Instagram page. That's at the Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can go into my link tree and it has my YouTube ready to go for you there. I post a lot of content on Instagram. I'm sometimes on Twitter. I'll just retweet a lot of shit. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the PW Pod, and that's it. That's all I have. I don't have Facebook or Twitch or something like that. But yeah, I would appreciate it, guys.
His link tree is in the chat.
Boom.
There you go. I just put it in the chat right there for you.
Thanks, Toe. There you go.
Yeah, so go check him out. You're returning this week, which you're in my opinion, right? Or next week you're returning?
Yes, I am. I'm coming back. There will be a video that will come out on the Instagram. Hopefully everybody likes it. I like doing those kind of things whenever an event starts coming around. So
hey man, you're a fucking master at those videos, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. Those are money, man.
I appreciate it. But I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a good rest of your stream. Sorry, show couldn't show, but that's it. All right, peace.
All right, brother. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Take it easy, bro. Yeah, man.
But yeah, but not for nothing. We're talking more about AEW than we are WWE.
Absolutely.
It's because WWE ain't have shit.
I mean, Raw's ass without. Listen, I don't like Brock, but Raw's ass without him or
a champion.
A lot of people. Yeah, a champion. It's just like it's not interesting at all. You know what I mean? And apparently, I read somewhere that after Mania, that everybody's going to be on Raw and everybody's going to be on SmackDown. But that's what it takes for them to be on there after Mania. So it's another 2 weeks of just ass. I mean, come on, man. You really want me to keep watching your product and all you're presenting is ass?
Yeah.
And not even like good ass, just ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They had AJ Styles beat Damian Priest non-title.
Uh-huh.
Then lose to him by roll-up for the championship. And now AJ Styles is wrestling Edge. Like, it could have been done a little bit better than.
He's wrestling the bad guy from Men in Black 3.
Yeah.
I don't understand with the Undertaker light. I don't know what the hell is going on. He has new music. I am so confused. I was like, when did AJ Styles sign up to wrestle in Entity or something like that?
Yeah.
Because I tell him this one though, he has a great smoking jacket. Kind of looks like Sato Noomspa from The Golden Child. I really dated myself there, but he really has a great smoking jacket. Looks nice, but I don't understand what's going on. I don't know I don't know how this took a left. A place I was not fucking ready for.
Yep. I mean, his entrance music is dope. It just doesn't suit him. It doesn't suit him at all.
Yep. Yeah. And then Logan Paul has something to do with this stuff. He's gonna be on WrestleMania. Logan Paul, apparently.
Yeah. Versus the Mysterios. Him and the Miz versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Because
I couldn't do without that.
Yeah, I would rather Ray, wrestle Damian Priest.
I would rather Ray wrestle Escobar from Thing.
I mean, that would be dope.
Because they showed up on NXT, Dominic and Thing and Ray, because Escobar said he was the greatest luchador of all time, and Ray was like, Ray showed up like,
fight.
Dominic was like, no, this is the greatest luchador of all time. I was like,
for real.
I have to agree with that. And it's funny because the two guys behind him, his boys, were like, yo, look, it's Rey Mysterio. That's Rey Mysterio. And he was like, enough. And I'm like, I would do that too. It's Ray.
Word.
Yo,
Shit.
Ray's, I don't know how old he is, but he can still do most of the shit he used to do. So I don't.
And he's been wrestling since he was 16. I think Ray's in his 40s also.
Possibly, man.
Let me see. I'm about to. He's 47 years old.
Jesus.
47 years old, wrestling since he was 16. That's 31 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
31 years of wrestling, still doing the luchador style.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean? I'd rather something interesting like that instead of like fucking a piece of shit celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, that's what McMahon wants. So we get some off.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Raw, my brother made the comment because we was watching Dynamite, you know, right before the podcast started, like I mentioned, and he was like, "Yo, we're an hour into this show, and it seems like there's so much more that's gonna happen." When Raw's 3 hours and literally nothing happens.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, yeah,
absolutely,
that's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's almost like AEW can go another hour.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, it might be like, all right, yo, this is, you know, 3 hours of straight hardcore wrestling.
We're pushing it.
Every week. Yeah,
You're pushing it. You're pushing. But I mean, with the roster that they have, they can get away with it. Like a whole nother hour, you can promote. You should be able to promote at least 6 to 8 people. You know, if you do it right. If you include a trios match or a tag team, or include new people and get another title that's not the TNT, you get like a something like an unlimited title or like a cruiserweight title or something like that, and name it something else. You know what I'm saying? You could possibly do that. It's not hard, but you know, I mean, like I said, everybody forgets still a young company. You know what I mean?
Lee versus Matt Caster is set for this Friday, but he's in the storyline with Hobbs and Ricky. Yo, Kenny might be a little delayed, but appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm saying. But yeah, definitely they definitely could though. They wanted to make Rampage 3 hours and have the same pretty much what they do with the other two. I'd have no problem with it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, the way WWE gets away with doing 3 hours is they have about an hour and a half of promos. And then another 45 minutes of commercials.
A half an hour of thing. What is it called? Not retakes, like rebounds and shit. Like
the recaps.
The recaps. There you go. That's the one. The recaps. They have like a half an hour of that. Like you have to show me that Brock and Roman are gonna have a match at Mania. Even though you started this with letting me know that Brock and Roman are gonna have a Mania. But before this Pizza Hut commercial, guess what? Brock and Roman having a wrestle. I get it, bro.
Yep.
They're having a match. I understand. Yep. That's the headline. I don't need to be reminded. I want to know how you're gonna fill out the card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Kenny, you wasn't delayed by that much. Maybe like 10 minutes, some shit. But no, but you're right. It's like Raw goes, all right, this is what we had in mind for everything. Yo, there's still 2 hours left. Fuck. Show them what happened on MSG 2 weeks ago. Show them. For what? Then we're gonna go into SmackDown. What happened on SmackDown? Show them. What? We're gonna show them what happened on Raw after that. Wait, what?
Absolutely.
Now Kevin Owens is in the ring. What's Kevin Owens got to say? I'm gonna challenge Austin. Austin accepts his challenge. I got an idea. Seth Rollins is gonna challenge Austin if he can beat Kevin Owens. I honestly believe back in the day, Austin would be like, I don't give a shit which one of you. Both of you come down to the ring. I'm gonna stun them both of your ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He goes, instead of you two running your mealy mouths, come to the ring and I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we would have said. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly, like, I have no idea what they're going to do with Rollins. I don't know if Cody Rhodes is actually going to show up. And I don't give a shit about Cody at this point.
Yeah,
it's been a consistent Cody. I was like, yo, let's move past this prick and let's just keep hustling and see what's about to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see what's going to happen. But now you're just like, I mean.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I can't get excited for a man that built another company because he would never get a shot at this one to prove that pro wrestling actually exists and I'm a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back to the company once these people were like, well, you know, we can't give you money.
And he pulled the Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
He joined the team that whoop your ass.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. Like, look what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I can understand if AEW went out of business and it just didn't work and you came back.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But they're in the precipice. They're about to hit their prime. Like they're moving up AEW.
Absolutely.
They're being a legitimate threat to WWE.
I completely agree.
And you leave. Like, you're doing the biggest show on earth. You're doing the Crossroads TV show that just got piloted for another season or whatever fucking case is, and AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're the vice president of the shit. Like, how much more shit do you need, bro? Let's talk about Cody showing up at Mania, very much how the Hardy Boys showed up.
You know, it's funny with it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I would prefer them to show up Monday night.
I think that's what Kenny was saying.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny. I'm like 100%. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that then Kenny said it. I was like, I would prefer that. Because he shows up to Mania, I'm not going to be hyped about it. I'm not going to care. You know what I mean? And usually when we show up that Monday, you get bigger pop than anything else. That's when people are like, oh, okay.
Because the real wrestling fans go there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, I couldn't care less about Cody. I cared even less about Brandy. So we'll see what happens there. And like I said, I have no idea how the card is filled out so far. I don't know what matches are happening. I know Brock and Roman is because that's all we get reminded of.
Yeah.
On that KO is going to have a talk show with Austin.
Yeah. And apparently now there's a triple threat tag team women's match. Selena Vega and Carmella, which are the women's tag team champions, versus Naomi and Sasha Banks, who won the title shot by standing in the ring together.
Got it.
And they used to be in Team Bad, so you know, no more contenders, obviously. And Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, their first night together, beat the tag team champions, not for the titles, but for a chance to wrestle for the titles. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's shaping up to be crap.
It all happened within a week.
That's going to be some hardcore crap.
Yep.
Jeez.
And Doudrop lost for the 87th time against Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair is still the number one contender for the women's championship at WrestleMania. But I believe she has to beat Doudrop 7 more times before she can actually claim the number one contender. She has to
qualify.
Yeah. It's March Madness. She got to go from the first round to the championship, beating Doudrop along the way.
Got it.
Because it's not getting old that we see, you know, Bianca Belair, TKO, and Doudrop every week.
Yeah,
that's not getting old at all.
Is the IC or the United States Championship being defended in Mania?
No, I don't think so. They might do the Damien versus the Demon, or the Damien versus the Prince at Mania, because I don't know, but I don't think Ricochet is a legitimate Intercontinental champion, so I don't think he could defend the title at WrestleMania. He has to win a qualifiers match to defend his title. Because right now it's just to hold up his pants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny with Ricochet, you would think you would have a ladder match. That's literally, the man is built for it.
Seriously.
You would have,
and not for nothing, when they got rid of the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, the Intercontinental title was the ladder match.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Mania's
looking like ass, and it's a 2-night event.
Yeah.
We're getting both weeks away. It's 2 weeks away, right?
I believe so.
2 weeks away, and you're going to build 2 nights worth of cards in 2 weeks. Can't wait to see this shit. It's going to be a shit show.
April 2nd, and that is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're getting both cheeks of that ass. The left one on Saturday and the right one on Sunday. Now it depends if we're getting the Vince McMahon kiss my ass cheeks or we're getting the bra and panties cheeks.
It's gonna be hella interesting to see how they fill up the card in that little amount of time. I mean, one of the matches that was supposed to happen was supposed to be the New Day versus the Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
Oh, the they would have been better off as the Celtic Warriors or some shit, but Sheamus, Butch, and Deucity.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck the other guy's name is.
Rich Holland.
Harold Burnett.
Yeah, so it's them versus, it was going to be them versus the New Day.
But then they decided to break Big E's neck.
Yep.
And isn't King Woods out?
No, he's coming back.
Oh, okay.
He's been doing house shows. That was the thing. Like he was going to come out, I believe this SmackDown. Like they were getting jumped, and he comes out and backs up New Day, and they become the New Day again. Yeah. But
then they had to go and break Big E's neck. Yeah. Yep. Not for nothing. As sad as this may sound, I thought Big E was gonna break his neck doing that fucking dive through the ropes.
When I first saw that, I was like, finally happened. It finally happened.
Yeah, it just didn't happen the way we expected it to.
Yeah. Then I saw it. I was like, oh, I was wrong. Way off. I was like Samsonite. Way off.
Word.
Yo.
But that looked bad.
We're gonna see. I just want to. I'm really, really, really interested to see 2 nights of WrestleMania get booked in 2 weeks. Yep. I'm actually more hyped to see the bullshit they come up with than Mania itself. And out there, call me pessimistic, call me whatever the fuck you want, but deep down inside, you want to see how they fill up the rest of this card. You're dying to find out the bullshit they're gonna do.
They're probably gonna have a match that happened in NXT, and they go, for the first time in 12 years, these guys are gonna wrestle. It's like they wrestled last week in NXT. What are you talking about?
Absolutely. And remember this: Ziggler is the NXT champion.
Oh, he's probably gonna be in the kickoff show defending his title against Braun Breaker.
Possible.
I have a feeling.
I cannot. It's funny. I can't doubt that. I can never put it past him to do that shit. So, and then you have Ray and his son go down to NXT. You know what I'm saying? And apparently more people are like planned to go down there more frequently. And the next thing you know, Butch is going to be the United States champion. I mean, the North American champion. I apologize. Yeah. Even though he didn't win it while he was there,
he's Butch now.
No, he's Butch. Butch can definitely win it.
Yeah, Butch is all American.
Absolutely, Butch is the Peaky Blinder has to win it.
Oh yeah. You know how long it took them to find those pants from the 20s?
Absolutely.
Shit, he better be the United States champion. Yeah.
But it's funny. That's what I'm looking forward to now. See the build to the bullshit. I am so hyped now. I'm happy I thought of this and it came to me. I'm so happy that they decided to fill this shit up mad late. You know what I'm saying? This is literally like a UFC card or boxing card, and you literally wait like a week before it's about to come out. Yo, we got to fill up these matches. We have to do the promos. What are we doing?
Yeah. It's like the Mayweather card. It's like, who's fighting? I don't know. And then it's all of Mayweather's boys. It's like they're the only ones that can make it within a week of notice.
Oh my God, man. I'm dying to see that. Because honestly, if you look at the storylines they have going on, right? It's not a lot of them. And if it is a storyline, it's revolving around the same people, like we always said. You have a new IC champion, you have a new United States champion. That by itself should build something. That should get some creative juices flowing. But no.
Nope.
Instantly, it should have been Balor versus Damian Priest. Instantly. I'm not saying anybody wants it, but instantly, that should have been. He goes, you want to fight me? You do it at Mania. Because you got to point to the stupid sign. Everybody points at the sign. You know what I'm saying? And then Ricochet, literally, had Cesaro not left, you could have had him in a ladder match. Ricochet Cesaro in a ladder match. I'm all about that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like this week on Raw, the Damien attacked Finn Balor. Now imagine next week on Raw, he comes out with like a little bit of face paint, like almost like a Crow type shit, like like a demonic motherfucker. And this is the Damien guy coming out, and he's beating people up. And he hurt Finn Balor, right? Finn Balor, we don't know if he's gonna make it to Mania. And he challenges Finn, and he walks out on Mania, and the Demon comes out. Now it's the Demon versus the Damien. Like, I think that would be a good dynamic.
I'm with it.
But they're probably gonna do that shit the Friday on the Raw recap. They're just gonna throw that in there. Like, you guys missed it after Raw went off the air.
Absolutely.
The WWE.com exclusive.
Go to our Twitch. What?
Yeah.
You have a Twitch?
Watch us on TikTok. The 30 seconds.
Go to
see them in the back.
You'll catch it on the bump.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Man.
Like, I absolutely have no idea what they're gonna do with Seth. I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
And if it's Cody, it's gonna piss me off more than me being excited.
Yeah.
Because Cody,
not for nothing.
Cody and Seth have, like, from what I'm understanding, I could be corrected. There is no way. I have no idea if they have any history.
I don't think so either.
Besides when him and Goldust wrestled the Roman and him for the tag titles. Other than that, I can't think of any history between them.
Yeah,
like any legit beef.
Oh yeah, I can't either, and I'm not gonna lie. I know we give Seth a hard time, but if you're gonna talk about in-ring work, Seth is a better in-ring worker than Cody.
Oh no, you mistake me. Seth's character is idiotic, but Seth can go. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I agree. When it comes down to wrestling, I would have to give it to Seth all around. You know, not just on one end.
Yeah,
because sometimes Cody seems very limited with certain movesets that he does, and I'm pretty sure that weight belt does not help.
Nope. And yeah, he's definitely not the natural.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and if anybody don't know who the natural is Dustin Rhodes. We're talking about Goldust.
Absolutely correct.
My man was a fucking phenomenal. They called him the natural for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He was naturally came to, take wrestling that good and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But like I said, should be interesting. All I don't know if there's like, is there one women's match on the card so far
for Mania?
Yeah.
There's 3. Ronda and
that's right.
Charlotte.
That's right. Ronda, Charlotte,
Becky, and
tag team match. You said.
Yep, and Becky and Bianca Belair.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least they have that.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think show is delayed also. But yeah.
Oh no, he is. Yeah, he definitely is. I'm seeing the comments.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, but yeah, and they don't even have people like Cesaro to throw in those good matches because Cesaro versus Rollins was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you put in? The filler matches for Mania.
Because you can have your Andre thing, right? But do you have enough people for it? And it looks like you're about to have the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy versus the RK Bros. It looks like that's about to happen. But
yeah,
who cares?
Yeah. In all honesty, who cares?
You know what I'm saying?
Because if the Street Profits win a WrestleMania, yeah, that's cool. They gotta win a WrestleMania. But what are you gonna do with them after that? The same shit. There's only 3 fucking tag teams on Raw.
Yeah. It'll be them.
It's the same fucking shit.
And they're coming off as heels now a lot. They have they have a real heelish edge to them.
And it's not like you can have them versus the Dirty Dogs because that's all they wrestled when they were the champions.
Agreed.
So now what? You back yourself in a corner where you only
match the RK Bros.
Yeah, but no one wants to see that. The reason why I'd say the real wrestling fans go to the Raw after WrestleMania is because the people who go to the Raw after WrestleMania want to see the something new. Because WrestleMania was always the culmination of all these storylines. And the Raw after WrestleMania was what came now. Now we got some new shit.
Absolutely.
What's going on new? And when you gave us the same old shit, they were like, "Yo, this is bullshit," and they told you about it.
I agree.
That's why that Raw is always something special after WrestleMania.
100%. The whole new slate, the whole new year, the new road to WrestleMania starts here.
Yep.
But I don't have any faith in them. I can't.
Nope. Not at all. They're waiting too big on their celebrities.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's funny because you got these people that come get their paycheck and you don't see them ever again.
And he's talking about Kenny Omega.
That was way earlier.
Yeah, bro. Damn, that's in the beginning of the fucking shit.
That was like ending the first hour into the second hour.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It should be. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm preparing for the biggest bullshit. Like I said, I can't wait to enjoy the bullshit on Raw. See what they built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yo, one thing I want to mention about Scott Hall is that, like, I know for the younger fans, the newer fans, like, you know, Dave was saying that he grew up, like, he was born in the 90s, so, you know, he's more would remember, like, the 98, 2000s eras of wrestling and all that other shit.
Yeah.
And growing up with Scott Hall, we witnessed a lot of history. Like I mentioned to somebody on Monday, he was the main reason for a lot of shit that was happening in wrestling.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll be right back. So we grew up with Scott Hall, and you know, he started.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's all good. He came in almost like the new era of wrestling.
Absolutely.
You know, with right after Hogan, or like right at the end of Hogan, where you had other wrestlers and a new generation came in to take over.
Yeah,
they were the new generation. Of
that's literally what they call it, the new generation.
Yeah. You know, this is when Shawn Michaels came. And you can tell after Shawn Michaels wrestled Razor Ramon, you could see the growth in Shawn Michaels' character also.
Absolutely.
Because Shawn Michaels' character went from I'm self-centered to I'm kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he went to that cool stage. Absolutely. Shawn Michaels did.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash also, when he was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. Mm-hmm. And I forgot the football player, but at SummerSlam it was Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash was in one corner and Razor Ramon had the football player.
Was on Razor's corner.
Yes.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yes. And then you started seeing like WrestleMania 11 when Kevin Nash won the title. You know, from when he defended the title against Shawn Michaels. Mm-hmm. You saw him walking with his little swagger and the coolness and all that. Yeah. You can see the influence of the bad guy in these wrestlers. Mm-hmm. You know, they were the clique, but you can see the bad guy in the influence of these wrestlers of Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, fucking even like Goldust. Because Goldust went from being a deranged dude and he wrestled after that and he settled it down.
Yeah.
You know, he played the mind games, but it wasn't I'm a creepy dude to now I'm doing this to creep you out to get you off your game. Like you see the evolution of his character.
Yeah.
He came to WCW. And as soon as he came to WCW, he flipped the script all over WCW. This is where the big boys play. Mm-hmm. That was the line that Kevin Nash said when they invaded. Mm-hmm. This is where the big boys play. And it turned out now it's where the big boys play.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Nash and Scott Hall changed WCW. They changed wrestling with NWO.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And let's get this shit straight. It was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall that made the NWO. And Hogan jumped on it because he knew it was something big.
Absolutely.
Because if it wasn't Hogan, it was Sting.
Absolutely.
But it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall who made the NWO.
Yeah. They blurred the lines between what it was.
Real.
What am I watching here? Am I really watching WWF invading WCW? Because these two guys are from there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
We just saw them a couple of weeks ago over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you can imagine, Scott Hall showed what it was to be cool in wrestling, and then turned wrestling real. Because I remember going, "Oh shit, this is the realest we've ever seen." Like WCW was almost the real version of wrestling. They used their real names. Like we're not here throwing gimmicks. You know, Glacier was the only gimmick back in. You know, but like they Conan went from this luchador with a mask and all these streamers, the Mexican wrestler, to the gangster in the NWO.
Yep.
And they loved Conan was the road dog for the NWO.
Pretty much.
Our road dog was for DX.
Yep.
Now, you know, this is a lot of stuff that we've seen and that we grew up with, but Scott Hall not getting a lot of credit, you know, for a lot of these things happening. But he was the focal point from the Hogan era to the new generation to the NWO and the Bullet Club. Like the first person I ever seen do this shit was Scott Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the way he walked, the fucking the vest. I didn't see anybody with a vest coming out. Like Razor Ramon had the vest. He had the vest, the toothpick. He had his own style. A lot of people copy that style.
Absolutely.
You can tell the way that Finn Balor carries himself when he does the guns and all that shit. There's a little Scott Hall in there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Said, yeah.
The Blue World Order had Nova, the Blue Meanie, and Big Stevie Cool. No one dared represent Scott Hall. No one dared imitate Scott Hall.
Absolutely.
You know?
The one guy that did, you saw how that turned out for him.
Yep. Yeah. He's done for. But the generation like David and everyone else that got on afterwards was witness the downfall of Scott Hall, all the bad stuff that happened to Scott Hall.
Yeah.
You know, him drinking, him having the hip problems and you know, needing the surgeries and if it wasn't for DDP saving him and Jake the Snake, he probably would have passed a long time ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, he changed his life, you know, a while, but if you killed him in the TNA eras where he was drunk most of the time, that's a bad look for him. But you know, like in the beginning, you know, my man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I told you when in the group chat, we grew up with this fucking guy.
Absolutely, yes, we did. Yeah.
You know, it's just life.
Yeah.
Happened to him.
Yeah, you know,
and
dealing with injuries and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's a different beast of a lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's like you're on the road all the time. You know what I mean? And you're hurting because you're working every day, maybe 2 times a day. You're doing shows. And then you're booked on the show maybe 3 times on the show because you're popular. People want to see you. People forget about that on house shows. He'll wrestle maybe 2 or 3 times because he's such a big draw.
Yeah, and they had a morning show and an afternoon show.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. When you have the double header, you know what I mean? Then you're on TV. You're on all the shows because you're a draw. You know what I mean? You're doing the Saturday shows. You're doing all that. You know, so yeah.
And he's not wrestling. He's not wrestling Rey Mysterio. He's wrestling the fucking, you know, the Ming and the Barbarian or Lex Luger or All White, the Giant. You know, he's wrestling these big motherfuckers, big dudes. You know,
absolutely, and it's one of those things where between body from all the abuse and everything else that follows it, you know, it's a lot of pain. You know what I mean? And then you're given ways to deal with it, medicine and shit like that, and drugs, and you know what I'm saying? Like, remember, there was that one time where I saw that Brock was literally taking painkillers and vodka, like on a tour of Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on some whole bottle of vodka, son, per day. Per day.
Kurt Angle was addicted to painkillers. He kept breaking his neck. Now, classification of breaking a neck is if you even if you fracture one of your vertebrae in your neck, it's still considered breaking your neck.
Yeah,
like that's what they call breaking your neck. So he broke his neck multiple times in the WWE, and he still wrestled that way. And it was one of those things. If he wasn't on TV, you were afraid of losing
your spot.
You know, that height, that momentum with the crowd, and losing your spot.
Absolutely.
You know. And he was taking painkillers. He got addicted to that shit, and people who see him now wrestle are like, yo, how was this fucking guy? Like it's I don't want to say a sad incarnation of what he used to be, but it's definitely a shell of what he used to be.
Absolutely.
But if you watched him back in the day, he's one of the greatest.
Absolutely.
Now, Dream Match Wrestling made his t-shirt, which I got from my brother, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Razor Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people be like, yo, it's like, damn, they're going to say that Razor Ramon is just as good as Shinsuke? No. Shinsuke is just as good as Razor Ramon.
Absolutely correct, yes. Absolutely.
Let's get that shit straight.
Yeah. You got that mistaken. That's you have that reversed. Flip that and you have that correct, because Razor was absolutely a show. His name he used his real name, Scott Hall, in WCW.
Yeah.
We referred to him as Scott Hall a couple of times earlier, but yeah.
No,
but yeah, I 100% agree, man, that we said it before in the beginning of it. Guy's 6'9", 300 pounds, and he's moving way too quick. Like that discus lariat, you know what I'm saying? Or everything he was doing, you're like, that's not fair. That's really
that fall away slam. That fall away slam, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm saying. I remember the funniest thing when he used to do the choke slam, but he did it in a different way.
It was like a quick drop.
Yep. And then when he did WCW, started making fun of the triangle. So I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good.
He did not give a shit. Like he legitimately was not afraid of the Giant.
No.
He'll wrestle him and he's like, oh, look at this fucking. There was no fear. Like most people would make fun of him and be afraid. He's like, nah, fuck it. I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this.
It was hilarious because he's just like, he's not that much smaller than a lot of guys. He's really a big
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you realize when you stand next to other people, you're like, there he is.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And not for nothing. We seen Razor Ramon as a bad guy in WWE. Especially during the King of the Ring with Bret Hart. Mm-hmm. And then he turned into a good guy against Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
But if the WWE would have had enough money to pay him, he could have been one of the greatest world champions we've seen in the WWE.
Absolutely.
Because I could see Kevin Nash versus Razor Ramon for the title at a WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Especially after Shawn Michaels lost his smile and left and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. I 100% agree. You know what I'm saying? You could easily see that being the marquee matchup of a Mania quickly. And it would have been a great build because they're both good on the mic, so it would have made sense. You know what I'm saying? Said Big Daddy cool. You think you're cool? You think you call yourself cool? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He never won it.
He was the undisputed WCW world champion in the World War III.
But I think he made me in WWF.
No, he was Intercontinental champion in WWF.
He was the first one to win 4 times.
Yes, and I believe he was also tag team champion.
I think he was. I want to say yes. With the 1, 2, 3 Kid?
I believe so. Like that's who I'm thinking. He was 9-time WCW tag team champion. No, I don't think he was WWE tag team champion. Yeah. But I think it was one of those things when he won the world title in WCW, he handed it to Hogan. He won the title and handed it to him. So I think there's one of those. That's why they don't recognize him as champion.
Yeah, I understand.
Like how Andre the Giant just became a world champion because he did the same thing. He won the title from Hogan and gave it to $1 Million Man.
Yeah. I always find like those storylines to be so dumb. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, that's a stupid ass storyline. Yeah, but as much as they had guaranteed money, so they didn't care.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? That belt was treated like a prop after a while. It was It doesn't matter. You're like, shit, that's a great looking belt, though.
Yeah, that was one of. Besides this one right here,
Yep.
That's one of my favorites. Big Gold.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Big Gold. It was like that's a belt. Like you'd be proud to have that on your shoulder, around your waist, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's another thing. A lot of guys nowadays don't wear their belt. It's always over the shoulder. It's not around the waist. I think it's always.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody just isn't like Bret Hart loved that shit around his waist.
Yeah,
he was like he lived with that shit on him. Even Razor with the thing with the IC title, like he was one of the first ones I see like to fold it together like that, like to fold it with the
and
so you can
hold it like a trophy
or do this, but mostly, around the waist because it balanced out the gold on his neck.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he was definitely a pioneer in so many ways, inside the ring, outside the ring, creatively. It was his idea to put over a 1, 2, 3 Kid too. I mean, it was his people's. We didn't know that. We didn't know he was putting over his boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then the Sting thing, a couple of other ideas. I remember I saw a thing where Finn Balor said he was a bad guy, but he had the purest heart and he had the biggest impact on Fergal. And if you don't know, that's Balor's real name. And also on Finn, the performer. Fergal the man. You know what I'm saying? And like you said before, it literally is what you said. Like, you can definitely see when the Bullet Club, he was channeling way more Razor Ramon than anybody else in that. Way more Scott Hall, you know what I mean? So you can definitely 100% tell that, you know what I mean? Everybody else was channeling somebody else, but he was definitely doing 100% his interpretation of Razor Ramon and Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, he would always put a lot of people over. He would, in a lot of sense, he was like a Jericho-esque kind of guy. Like he didn't have a problem putting people over. You know what I'm saying? He goes, Scott, I'm Razor Ramon. I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I can put you over. I'll be okay. I'm saying my money's guaranteed, so is my spot. I'm good. So yeah, it sucks, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? The lifestyle that leads to it, And we had him for as long as we did it, and it was great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
And I mean, stories of everybody that loved him, and everybody said, "Well, this is what you saw, but in reality, this is the way he was."
Yeah.
Like,
it's unfortunate that we missed out on a lot of opportunities we could have had with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based off of his life, but the stuff he gave us was enough. Like
it was great.
What we just described was a Hall of Fame wrestler.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said here, when you're able to make a business that wasn't known for consistent pay, when you make guaranteed contracts a thing, like now these men and women and all individuals can take care of their families because you were like, no, I want my money. Like no matter what happens, you're going to pay me. You know what I mean? I show up, I don't. You're going to pay me because at the end of the day, I'm putting my body on the line. So you got to give me something. So to hear that, and I'm saying you do it and everybody goes, oh, it's just for yourself. But all of a sudden, you know what I mean? You think long term.
Yeah.
Everybody's money now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, literally their money. They're securing their money.
And you know what's crazy? Show was saying we had a great childhood watching poor kids got shit watch our lives. What's going on, Walter? Not for nothing. There's a little bit of Razor and Roman Reigns.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? When your swagger changes, as a kid say now, the swagger.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the fuck that means. I don't care either. But when the way you walk changes, you know what I'm saying? Your attitude, your chest is out more. It's always you're always gonna refer back to a Razor Ramon when you seem like a cool bad guy, not just a bad guy. Like you're cool. You know what I mean? Like that's a bad guy I would like to be like. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you get that down, that's 100% Razor Ramon. You know what I'm saying? And The Rock had it too a little bit, where it was like, I know I'm the shit. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
That I know I'm the shit attitude is all Razor. Razor knew what he was, got all, and he had it. He had it dripping everywhere, all puns intended.
He punched like Razor.
Huh?
Yeah, he punched like Razor. I don't know if you know, when he throws his punch, it's an overextension of the way Razor throws his punch.
Especially
because Razor throws that short little like whip, and The Rock throws it big, but it's the same punch.
Essentially, yes. Essentially, yeah. So, like I said, everybody catches a little. You take a little bit from everybody, and it's all good, Pimp. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, Pimp. Appreciate it.
I'm saying, and the walk and everything, the toothpick, that was my favorite thing. I got in so much trouble for throwing toothpick in people's faces. We did it again. I'm like, it's easy. Just, I don't know how nobody saw it coming. I would do it the exact same way every time. Same way he did it all the time. Nobody ever saw it coming. Like, what is he gonna? I do it the same way. And I had one in my hair, even though my hair was short. Weird, bro. I don't know how I got into school with that shit. Never understood it. It took until somebody finally goes, "You got to stop doing that. You're gonna get suspended." I was like, I almost risked it. On a teacher too. I was about to. Don't no. Sad.
Like my mama gonna send all these toothpicks to fucking DR.
Oh, there was a store that sold them, so I would, before I went to school, I would get them. Just, you know what I mean? I remember I would never use it for its purpose. I never.
Oh yeah, never.
Nope. By the time lunch came, I already thrown both of them at somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So yeah, see, that's the kind of thing. Like I do a toothpick now. First thing I think of is that. Like just like if I do a match, I think of Cobretti, of Cobra, with Stallone, but it's toothpick.
Yeah.
Right away, I'm thinking every time when I'm gonna get rid of it, I flick it with a little, you know what I mean? So there's always a little Razor Ramon in everybody.
Oh yeah.
You have a little attitude when you know what you're good at. That's definitely Razor, 100%.
Yeah. Word. All right, man. Yo, one hell of a show tonight, Lay.
Absolutely, brother.
We had a bunch of people up in here, man.
Rotating down.
All right. Word, yeah. R.I.P. to our boy Razor Ramon,
Absolutely.
Scott Hall, Diamond Stud, Starship Coyote. Appreciate you, man. He's one of the reasons why this is so fucking cool. But yeah, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out.
Hey yo.